Hello, everybody. How we doing? How we all doing? Gonna tweet this out. Boom, boom. Do you have the owlbear cub? I do have the owlbear cub. He's adorable. Hello, trans girl Jade. Hive is pretty cool. Hive is pretty cool. I like the people who run Hive. Hello, Christinos. Hello, Fox of Fate. Hello, I'm Idaho. Hello, Punky Gal. Hello, It's a Row. Hello, Gamer G. Hello, Ashley Curtis. Hello, KBS. Hello, Holly Hoomst. How we all doing today? Hello, A Pillow. Hello, Doodleburb in the house. Hello. I'm sure Kyryu is around here somewhere. Valhalla Vidya. Also, oh, Paladin. By the way, I got your birthday present. Thank you so goddamn much. I will set it up, but I will restrain myself until my actual birthday, so that way it can be like even more of a present. Thank you very much. He's got some great conversations if you have Speak with Animal. Oh, I've only used Speak with Animal one time. I should speak with animals more often. I opened up just as you started. I was catching up on the Indictment stream and it was flawless. Well, I'm glad you liked it. I'm Idaho. Thank you for gifting a sub over on Twitch to Sparkling Pony. We love Sparkling Pony. I don't know anything about them, but their username indicates good intentions. RBJ is an emote? Yeah, it is. It's an emote of me. About to say, how's RBJ doing? But then I saw it, immediately thought, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I'm in a Ruth Gator Ginsburg outfit? Oh man, I must be older than I... Oh god. My birthday has really aged me. I'm gonna play more tonight. I'm also probably gonna play more tonight, but we got stuff we need to cover. Hello, DB Raymond. Hey, Gayfesh. Just the abbreviation. Yeah, gotcha. Hello, everybody. Hi. Hope you guys weren't too traumatized when we ended last night's stream by finishing up the Mandela Catalog's Act 1. Which, holy shit, that was spooky. That was very spooky. Thank you all for watching it with me. Throw a bunch of money at Alex Kister, by the way, because that guy is gonna be like one of the new horror powerhouses. I missed another cool thing. It's okay, Gamer G. I'm gonna be putting them up in segments on YouTube, or you can watch the VOD. When is my birthday? My birthday is August 22nd, so it's next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, isn't it? Easy as. All right. We should do Act 2 tonight. Oh god. I mean, look, if you guys send in enough donos and subs, I'll be happy to do it. We gotta hit like, I don't know, like 40 subs? Is that, I'll just throw that up on the screen. I'll throw that up on the screen. Actually, we have one sub already from Twitch. The Mandela Catalog Act 2. So, there we go. Karlak is best girl. I like Karlak a lot. I'm just trying to decide if, like, I like Karlak as homies, or if I like Karlak as more than homies. Content never dies for a price. I know! Well, I know you don't got that kind of money, but you know what? Together we are strong. Give Samus some of the treats. Oh, I absolutely will. And I hope she loves them. She's been really having a lot of trouble eating stuff. Is it the type of thing to watch at night with the lights off? I mean, Gamergy, if you can do that by yourself, you're made of sterner stuff than I am. It was very spoopy. Karlak is bae. True, Christinos. We all lift together. True. For you see, a single sailor cannot lift a boat, but the rising tide lifts all boats. Don't spoil, but jump scares or no? It's a... honestly, there are maybe like a couple throughout the entire Mandela catalog, but like most of the horror is very much telegraphed ahead of time. It's mostly like a lot of the horror comes from like putting pieces of information together and just going, oh fuck no. That's kind of where the horror comes from. Not so many jump scares. It's like some psychological horror with some... I would say the body horror is like sprinkled on top. It's like just like a little bit of it. Sounds like a blast. Oh, Gamergy, I'll tell you what. Just for you, I'll give you a taste of what it is. Just because, you know, you're a homie, okay? We'll watch the very first episode of the Mandela catalog again.
Let's start stream off right.
Kairyu, thank you for the 3 tier 1 subs! God damn, thank you so goddamn much. I appreciate that. And we are already 10% of the way to our goal. Just for you. Yeah, just for you, because I want to, I like sharing stuff that's cool, you know? Here, Act 1. This is 4 minutes long, and I think is really indicative of the kind of horror that you're in for from the Mandela catalog.
Don't be afraid. I bring good news of great joy for you and all people. Tonight, your Savior was born in Davidstown. He is Christ, the Lord. You will find him wrapped in swaddlecloth, lying in a manger.
Oh, TYT, thank you very much for the raid. I should probably preempt this a little bit for people who just came in. Hello, my name's Riverboat Jack. I talk about the news and politics. I also will do shows diving into some analysis on the emergent subgenre of horror called analog horror that is prominent on YouTube. And this, just as a little teaser, this is the very first episode of one of the biggest analog horror videos on YouTube called The Mandela Catalog. We watched Act 1 last night, and some people who weren't there wanted to see what it was like. So I'm just giving you a little bit of this is a 4-minute long video. It's just a taste of the entire series, but also it's going to be a little spooky. So just heads up on that. Want you guys to know that. Also, hello, Merry Animal. Haven't seen you in a hot minute. I hope you're doing okay. I know things have been a bit rough lately. Hello, Zane da Puff Dragon. And thank you. I do like this jacket. I don't wear it very often just because I don't I'm usually wearing like black, so I figured today I'm going with gray. I can do a little bit of tan. All right. Anyway, welcome Raiders. If you'd like to be in the on-screen chat, just head over to riverboat.gg, and there you go. Been in the hospital dealing with power and internet outages? Well, I hope you're doing okay.
Don't be afraid. I bring good news of great joy for you and all people. Tonight, your Savior was born in David's town. He is Christ, the Lord. You will find him wrapped in swaddlecloth, lying in a manger.
Nothing from this point on is ever going to be okay in what is about to follow. This is the end of any good feelings you may have had.
The most I Bedroom, there was a woman named Mary, who lived in the city of Nazareth. She was in love with a man named Joseph. Mary was young and a virgin, but she got a very special message from an angel named...
I am the angel Gabriel. I've come to bring good news.
News? For me? Whatever God wants, I will do.
It's called the Mandela Catalog.
I will fool the shepherds. I will know their greatest fear. I will know your greatest fear. Wake up, Joseph. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake. Do not be afraid, my dear shepherds. I have great news. I am your true savior. I know everything about what makes you human. I know what you love. I know what you dread.
So that's the very first episode of the Mandela Catalog. Kind of like a little preamble into the longer episodes. They're a combination of like, you know, still images. There's a little bit of animation, some cobbled together stuff about like with old footage from like the 1920s and 30s, black and white footage and stuff. They also use live action footage increasingly as the series goes on. And yeah. So you might have gathered from that one that in this specific setting, something appears to have replaced Jesus Christ, and everything is bad. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna put it to you this way. In this setting, everything is bad. Like, literally everything is bad, and humans probably are fucked and not gonna be able to survive in the long term. Seems exactly like normal, yeah. The practical effects are on point, yeah. Yeah, in this setting, there are like monsters that can like assume your identity, and then give you basically eldritch knowledge that causes you to unalive yourself. As opposed to the real world, where at least in the real world, I don't have to worry about like a demon coming through my television and stealing my baby. Like at least I don't have that problem on my hands. Like. Yet, true. I'm hopelessly naive in thinking that is the case. But yes, if we get to 40 subs, we'll watch the second act of the Mandela catalog on stream. Preferably, throw your subs over towards me on riverboat.gg, because I get to keep 100% of them instead of 50% of the value of the sub that you send my way. But yeah, a lot of it is not jump scare. A lot of it is just impending dread, because very bad things are happening. Anyway, did that GamerG, did that give you a taste of kind of what's going on? You kind of kicked us off on all this. The ones coming through our TV to steal our babies are politicians, not monsters. Exactly my type of horror. Excellent. Okay. Yeah. It's uncanny horror. Yeah, it does play around with canniness for sure. But like it's like kind of an interesting combination of like uncanny horror with like kind of paranormal activity, with also like this analog horror setup where it's very low budget and sometimes told with just still images. Very annoying subsonics in the audio, which will get you very upset if it goes on for very long. That is also true. Sometimes I gotta take a break from it. Honestly, even for having like, the $0 budget of like someone just starting their YouTube channel, it was really good. I think, All right. So, we're going to start off today with we're going to make a little pivot here into talking about a very new and exclusive video of Roger Stone, somebody who's been very curiously absent from a lot of the indictments thus far. For those of you who don't know who Roger Stone is, he is an infamous Washington hatchet man. Basically, his job is to go in and destroy other political opponents. He has like a tattoo of Richard Nixon on his back, like famously. And he is willing to just go down and do the dirty work to basically make a political candidacy happen. He's very bad. I would argue he's even evil. And it has been weird that he is completely just not part of any of the legal proceedings as far as we know. However, new video dropped today on MSNBC from November 5th. So this is well before January 6th. This is from November 5th of 2020. And well, let's just see what Roger Stone has to say.
Although state officials in all 50 states must ultimately certify the results of the voting in their state, the final decision as to who the state legislatures authorize be sent to the Electoral College is a decision made solely by the legislature. Any legislative body may decide on the basis of overwhelming evidence of fraud to send electors to the Electoral College who accurately reflect the president's legitimate victory in their state, which was illegally denied him through fraud. We must be prepared.
His laptop literally has a sticker, "What would Nixon do?" Oh my goodness. Hey, Stabman, is he dictating this or repeating it? I believe he's dictating it to the guy typing. Yeah.
To lobby our...
Oh, and to be very clear, he is in fact dictating
For the pretty lady in the handsome jacket.
Well, thank you very much for the 3 gifted tier 1 subs, Kyryu. I appreciate it. God damn. Thank you. But he's dictating the plot to overthrow democracy on November 5th, which I believe was the day after the election in 2020. 2020 election day. Oh, sorry, November 3rd was election day. So 2 days after the election, he's dictating the plot to overthrow democracy on camera. This is incredible.
Republican legislatures, by personal contact, and by demonstrating the overwhelming will of the people in their state, in each state, that this may need to happen.
Now there's a very popular saying, which is don't preserve evidence of you doing crimes. One of the we didn't know and have final confirmation of the results of the election until November 4th. This is literally the next day. Hey, Chris Huggy. This is some scary shit. Yeah. Not only is he having someone write down his crime, he's having them write down his crime on camera. This is wild, dude. Or as The Wire put it,
Nigga, is you taking notes on a criminal fucking conspiracy?
yes. Although, I gotta be careful with my pale complexion with dropping clips like that on my stream. I did not know what that was. Let's see. He was recording it for no, honestly, A Pillow. Unironically, that is probably the reason. These people thought that they could get away with it. They legitimately thought that they had levers within their grasp that they could pull that would enable them to successfully overthrow democracy. And once it was done, they would put together a beautiful documentary about their wonderful plan that they pulled off. So what you're saying is that Trump was not the mastermind behind all this? Well, Trump was the mastermind in the sense that Donald Trump wanted to maintain his hold on power, right? He did not come up with the plan to get fake electors. Donald Trump doesn't have that type of know-how. I believe in this case, the mastermind behind that plan is Jonathan Eastman. Eastman was the one who came up with kind of the crackpot conspiracy that if they were able to get fake electors, they would then be able to have enough dissent to throw back the election to the state legislatures, and then the state legislatures that were dominated by Republicans could send back and verify a Republican victory in the state. That in essence, if I boil it down, that's kind of what the plan was. But also that has absolutely no legal standing whatsoever. It is in terms of like legal theory, to my understanding, that's the equivalent of like being a Sasquatch hunter, you know, like being like, yeah, Sasquatch is out in the woods. We're gonna go find him, you know. God. Hey, Doo-Woo, how you doing? They tried to pull a George W. Bush again just before, though. True. They wanted to do anything and everything they could to maintain power. To better understand Roger Stone, watch the documentary Get Me Roger Stone. To describe the man, he is a sociopath. No matter what he believes, he is a straight sociopath. I believe that, yeah. I think Roger Stone just likes exercising power and hurting people. I believe that. I had a very difficult day, so I would rather not talk about it. In terms of legal theory, it is cuckoo Cocoa Puffs. Indeed. So that's very interesting. And again, because Roger Stone is a complete sociopath, you can count on Roger Stone to do what is best for Roger Stone. I don't know if he is a true believer or not. I don't think he is. I think he's out for number one, primarily. And I also think that he very much enjoys his work. And I think that at the end of the day, when push comes to shove, I think he threw the entire Trump team under the bus. I think that's why he's not listed in any of these indictments doing any of the dirty work for this plan that we now have video evidence he was directly involved with in some capacity. So I think he squealed. I think the chances that he squealed and spilled the beans to authorities, much like Rudy Giuliani, by the way. We know Rudy Giuliani got what is known as a queen for a day deal, where he could go in with federal agents and just say everything that he did and anything he cops to during that confession, he cannot be charged with. He got that kind of a deal from the feds. Now, Rudy Giuliani didn't get that deal from Georgia investigators, at least as far as we know, but we know he got it from the feds. So I don't know why Roger Stone isn't getting caught in this yet. It will be interesting to see if this new video changes things, puts a thumb on the scale in some way. But we'll have to see. Additionally, I mentioned the other day when we were covering the Georgia indictment being handed down, I talked a little bit about how the Georgia indictment, the RICO charges in that case, are so comprehensive, going through the indictment, all of the acts in furtherance of the conspiracy that the Trump team is being charged with under RICO law. I would not be surprised if other states saw that and then began acting on their own indictments as well, with their own legal teams. And it seems to be, and I'm not, don't, I wouldn't put money on this, but it seems to be that Arizona might be gearing up for their own indictment of Donald Trump. We might actually see a fifth indictment. Okay? If you asked me that yesterday, I would have been like, I think it's probably going to end with Georgia. I think Georgia will be the last one. But Fox News just today dropped this news story. Will Arizona be the next state to indict former President Donald Trump? And now this isn't confirmation, right? So, but I will say this is very interesting. It's a move two Arizona governors anticipate will likely happen. which is very interesting. Both the current governor of Arizona and the former governor from, the current governor, Democratic, Katie Hobbs, and the former governor, Republican, both think that he's going to be indicted by Arizona as well. So, this is very, very interesting. Video shows Arizona's fake electors, including former Arizona GOP chair Kelly Ward and state lawmakers Anthony Kern and Jake Hoffman, signing false electoral college documents declaring Trump the winner of the 2020 election. It's maybe they got a good video.
Donald Trump facing his latest criminal indictment. No president in U.S. history had ever been indicted until Donald Trump, now facing his fourth indictment in a year. The latest charges coming out of Georgia accusing Mr. Trump and 18 of his allies of being part of a criminal enterprise to steal the 2020 presidential election.
In some of those indictments, the state of Arizona is mentioned several times. So many are wondering if our state will pursue similar charges. Fox 10's Ellen McNamara is here now with the latest. Ellen.
Well, guys, the short answer right now is we just don't know. We contacted the office of Attorney General Chris May.
I do want to pause and say that the fact that people don't know is a decent indicator that an indictment from Arizona is likely on its way, because otherwise they would just say no. They would just say no.
And we have not heard back
yet. Hey,
Susie
Candy.
What we do know is that Trump lost here by a tighter margin than in Georgia. And as former state lawmakers, they have testified, like Rusty Bowers, for example, they were under intense pressure to overturn our results. Now, in the new indictment out of Georgia, the prosecution referred to events that happened here to help.
Honestly, with the number of states that were listed in the Georgia indictment and the amount of evidence that the Georgia indictment appears to have, I would not be surprised if he also got indicted by Pennsylvania and Wisconsin and Michigan.
The racketeering part of their case. The document is alleging that the same alleged criminal enterprise that operated in Georgia also operated here. The indictment also mentions the pushing of fake electors. Trump responded, calling the Georgia DA out of control and also very corrupt. He also said it's part of a witch hunt. Now, all 19 people who have been charged have until next Friday to turn themselves in. As for our state, even though we have not heard anything from Attorney General Chris Mays, we did get other reaction from some pretty important political people. So coming up here at 5 o'clock, our Nicole Garcia is talking with former Governor Jan Brewer, Doug Ducey, and current Governor Katie Hobbs, what they said about what could happen here legally, if anything. Ellen McNamara, Fox 10 News.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible here, to say the least. I kid you not, there is a somewhat real possibility.
So again, we're expecting excessive heat.
Okay, there we go. There's a somewhat real possibility that Donald Trump could wind up facing like 10 different indictment cases in all of the states in which false electors were sworn. That is actually a fairly real possibility, because it turns out when you present evidence to the public that you have an ironclad case that a criminal conspiracy was undertaken to steal votes from the public in said state, the Justice Department in those states tends to not be super keen on that. And then they start feeling pressure, both from the people of their state and from their higher-ups, to actually investigate that. And, yes, Michigan, Pennsylvania, not New Mexico, Nevada, Arizona, Wisconsin. These are all other states where fake electors were put. We could be seeing a lot more. New Mexico as well? Okay. I for some reason, that was in my head. I'm glad it was correct. If he gets to 9 indictments, he gets a free Cinnabon at participating elections. I really like the idea that possibly his wealth comes to backfire on him. You know, he's going to have to ping pong between all of these states to appear in court, and he might try and like argue for like more time to like go from court to court, but they might just say no because he has a private jet, and so he just gets no rest. He just has to ping pong between 10 different states. Why are they indicting me? I did everything right, and they indicted me. Is he still at 41 total charges? No, I think the total number of charges he is currently facing across all of the indictments that have dropped so far is something on... it might be close to, if not over 100. It definitely above 90. How many charges is Trump facing? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah. Former President Donald Trump is facing a total of 91 charges and up to 712 years and 6 months behind bars if convicted on all of them. Oh God, that just feels cathartic to read. Oh my God, 720. You know what? Just to send a message if he does get convicted on every single one of those, they should have to keep his body in a jail cell for 712 years. That should just be a thing. Like, throw him in that cell. He dies. That's it. You stay in there for 712 years, then you can go lie in the Presidential Hall of State or whatever. Do a Lenin. Do it like Lenin, but in jail. Oh God, embalm him for all to see. I wouldn't want to do that to a poor embalmist. I wouldn't want to do that. Oh God, I'm gonna release my perfectly accurate, well-sourced document on Monday. Oh, put glasses on? I can put glasses on. Here they are. Trump sentenced to be a Lincoln looker. My partner made me pasta. Nice. Okay. Now, I do have to say, there are a number of people who are reacting relatively poorly to Donald Trump being put in prison. There are a number of people reacting pretty poorly to Donald Trump going to be put in prison. They see that he is being fucked in a court of law, and they're a little bit upset about it. Okay? Did we finish the Monument Mythos? No, we have one season left. And that is why we are currently doing another season of Hogwatch. Dun 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 dun. We need like a theme song for Hogwatch. Anyway, here we go.
Hey y'all. So, as of August 15th, and for all you Democrats that didn't know, right now, today it's August 15th. Tomorrow, it'll be August 16th when it hits 12. Figured y'all probably didn't know that. But anyway, I'm just here to tell you that Biden is still the worst president in the history of the U.S. And guess what else?
Welcome to America Land of Freedom.
True. Thank you for the $5 dono.
I'm an intuitive empath.
I'm sorry. She just called herself an empath. What is it? I'm having trouble getting over that one.
My intuition is never wrong. So guess what? Trump is going to be a free man. He's going to walk away free. Guess what else? The entire Democratic Party.
I don't think that's what empath means. An empath is just someone who can like read someone else's emotions. And true, maybe she didn't mean empath. Maybe she meant empith, in which case I have no idea what that is. Yeah, no, well, no, I don't even think it means she has ESP. She's like talking about like seeing the future.
Party, the ones that y'all support, yeah, that trash, they're gonna all go down. So you know what? Buckle up, because it's gonna be a wild ride for every single one of you. Have a good night.
Absolutely psycho stuff. We, for those of you who weren't here yesterday, we, were absolutely, derailed when someone presented a QAnon website, and we went through the entire website, and essentially, like, it's QAnon nonsense that, like, oh, they expanded Guantanamo Bay, and actually Donald Trump is still the president, and the military is secretly arresting people and replacing them with clones of themselves, and the clones have on tracking equipment that will explode if it's removed, and then the originals are being brought to Guantanamo to stand trial and then get executed by the state. And that feels like the level, like, the entire Democratic Party is going down. Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you think they're all like doppelgangers and they're all secretly already in Guantanamo being executed? Like, what does that mean? It's just nonsense. Yeah, the only person on the list who died seemingly of natural causes was Bill Gates. But we got more. We got so many more. Hogwatch!
So I've got a lot of people that get on my...
I'm sorry, just real quick. Mom, can we stop at McDonald's? Honey, we have McDonald's at home. Okay, Mom, can we watch Logan? You know we have Logan at home. This is the Logan at home, right here.
Videos, and they post that they're true patriots. They're ready to fight for their country. The fact that they're not gonna bow down. And the fact that they've got my back. So here's the question. When are you gonna stop commenting that on my videos and message me so that I can get you involved in order for you to do that? When are you gonna live up to those words? Because
when are you gonna live up to those words and join my totally legitimate militia?
Here soon, I'm gonna need a lot of you.
Guys, I keep going to our meeting spot in the woods and nobody shows up. I've been waiting in the little depression hidden underneath all the branches, and no one's showing up. I don't understand.
I'm gonna need all of you. Comments are great, but actions mean more than anything.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, I can't wait for this guy. This guy I'm not gonna lie, got a little bit of drip. I'm worried how he's going to undermine the amount of drip he has.
2024 election is canceled in the United States, according to Roseanne Barr.
Holy shit. He didn't even get through one sentence. Okay. Alright. Oh god, Hogwatch is amazing.
On the Tim Pool podcast, they've indicted.
Oh god, okay, it got worse. It got worse.
Donald Trump for everything shy of the extinction of the dinosaurs, and it's still not working. So the only option that they have left is to enact war. Now, the United States has the industrial military complex, the most sophisticated war machine ever funded and propagated against humanity. And this is the next step, and really the last thing they have to use to keep Donald Trump RFK Jr., DeSantis, or really anybody else that they can't control out of office.
It's true. The only thing Democrats have left is the nuclear option to use on RFK Jr. The only way they'll stop RFK Jr. is if they drop a nuke on his address. What is this? What alternate reality? How big of a head injury must he have? Like, what is happening?
The only real question is, if this happens, when this happens, will Americans finally rise up? Will they finally take action? Or will they just sit passively by like we always do? 2024.
Average Tim Pool fan. True. Average Tim Pool fan salivating at the idea of a civil war for some reason. Hogwatch!
Hey, there's some things going on right now inside our government. Well, little political things happening around us. 3 things that we should be very fucking frightened of. First of all, the idea of criminalizing questioning an election.
Which, again, is not what Donald Trump is being indicted with at all.
Yes, questioning the
Also, what is behind him? What is this?
integrity of an election. The idea of criminalizing that should scare the fuck out of you. Yeah, I mean, they're wanting to try to put our man in leg shackles over this shit, and, well...
What?
Gee, let's go back and think about who all has done it.
What?
Al Gore, I remember doing it. But he lost the Bush.
Al Gore pursued that in court, and then when he lost in court, he could have appealed, and then he said, "Okay, I concede." That's how that worked. He conceded the election.
Let's see, who all else? Hillary? Yeah, questioned the fuck out of the election integrity.
Hillary Clinton conceded her election loss and then fucked off to the woods for like 3 years, bud. What are you talking about? We did not see Hillary Clinton for like 3 years, and like there was a news story, I remember it, like probably in the Atlantic or something, where Hillary Clinton was living alone in a cabin in the woods. Like what is he talking about?
Actually made up some shit, but we won't go into that.
Oh, that's very convenient.
Well, then there's, right here in the state of Georgia, Stacey Abrams. Yeah.
Stacey Abrams didn't run for president.
Her foul ass. Still questioning the outcome of that election.
What? Citation needed.
Boy, there's other things too. Any government that does not want you to bear arms.
What?
That should really scare the fuck out of you. Especially when they want to arm the IRS. I mean, people are seeing this shit going on around them, and they're not really fucking taking the hint that this means everybody.
What the hell? I feel like he wasn't even talking to his TikTok audience. He was just drinking whiskey and accidentally hit a button on his phone. And this is just him talking to himself in like a drunken stupor. This guy drops T-slurs publicly, I'm telling you now. Oh yeah, I mean, of course, you know. Of course, all of these people do. Hey, Baycop Eternal, how you doing? Also, I need to update the count on our Mandela catalog. Let's see. We got 5, 8. There we go. We're now 20% of the way towards our goal for the stream. Let's go, folks. Hogwatch. Oh, this... Okay. This is Terrence Williams? Alright.
I'm no longer keeping it clean. So, excuse my language, okay? But what's going on with President Trump is a bunch of bullshit. And I got one thing to say. Fuck these Democrats. Fuck them all. Yeah, I said it. Fuck every single last one of them.
Okay, I do have Terrence the failed MAGA rapper. Yes, I believe so. I gotta say, this is maybe the least intimidating person I've ever seen try to tell me to go fuck myself.
Because this shit that they are doing is absolutely insane. It is disgraceful. Our founding fathers are rolling over in their graves right now.
I mean, the founding fathers would be rolling over in their graves for a wide variety of reasons, like, you know, only people in prisons being enslaved these days. You know, that's the kind of thing that would make the founding fathers roll over in their graves.
Another indictment. Another indictment. For what? For what?
I want to see, okay, real talk, if there are like 5 more indictments dropping from each individual state in which this false elector scheme happened, I want to see this guy's reaction as each one comes out, because that would be funny as hell. Just him getting either progressively more angry or breaking and becoming defeated.
What did he do? The only thing he ever did was say he was going to make this country great again.
And then try to overthrow democracy.
The only thing he ever did was put this country first. The only thing he ever did...
And then tried to ruin our method of transferring power, yes.
...was expose these criminals for who they really are.
Which criminals did he expose exactly? Because I seem to recall he didn't do that either.
And if they didn't steal the 2020 election, then they sure are acting guilty right now. If they didn't steal a damn thing, why they acting like this? Huh? Because the way they are behaving is how guilty people behave when they have been caught.
Yes, these indictments are all evidence that Donald Trump has been on their tail. He was about to drain the swamp, and then they stopped him with all these indictments. Yeah. Also, Baby Junkie, thank you for subscribing over on YouTube. I do appreciate it when you guys do that.
It's bullshit. And President Trump don't deserve it. You know who deserves this kind of treatment? Hillary Clinton.
I just can't. It's been 7 years. It's been 7 years. And they're still doing the lock her up shit. Just let her retire and I don't know, live alone in her giant mansion and bake cookies for her grandkids or something. I don't know what she's doing these days.
Oh, and I can go down the damn list. But I'm sick of it. Leave President Trump alone. And I'm telling you right now, we do not, please listen to the words that come out of my mouth. We don't give a shit about these indictments. We don't give a damn. We voting for him. There's not a damn thing y'all can do about it.
Go for it.
If you put him in jail, we still voting for the damn man. Because he's so damn good, he can make this country great again, even if his ass is in jail.
Do it.
He can do a better damn job than y'all. So leave my president, Donald J. Trump, the hell alone.
Yeah, he might have committed some crimes. Yeah, he might be going to jail and prison, but you know, he's I don't care. We're gonna stand by our man. Is he gonna
take that to the bank?
Is he gonna cry? No, okay. Oh my goodness. Also, chat, we've been streaming for an hour now. This is your top of the hour ad break. Please hit the follow over on Twitch. Hit the follow button over on Twitch. Hit the subscribe button over on YouTube. And please, please, please like the stream as well, because judging by some of the analytics on my recent Matt Walsh video, your likes ensure that my videos pop up on bad people's feeds. And you know what? They don't like it, and it makes them mad, and that pleases me greatly. Lord Friedus, thank you for gifting a sub to Paladin Lost over on Twitch. That is another one on the charts. Making Matt Walsh fans mad is praxis. It's true. They really don't like it when you point out that when he's saying that you know, children who've been raped should only have 5 years to come forward after they reach adulthood about their sexual assault. Otherwise, they shouldn't be able to charge it later on in life. A lot of them are like, oh, he was just talking about one girl who accused Donald Trump of raping her when she was underage. And it's just like, but you understand that even if I granted, right, that was a false accusation, that like that policy would protect like all of Jeffrey Epstein's associates who raped children. You understand that, right? Like that policy that he is proposing is hateful and odious because it protects child rapists. And they really just don't have a comeback for that other than like calling me a filthy tranny who will never pass or something like that, you know? Which, you know, in my mind, when you've resorted to that, I think I've won that interaction. Oh, God. Matt Walsh is admitting he raped the kid then? I mean, I don't know if he did or not. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, if you are against child rapists being held accountable in a court of law, I find that very suspicious. That man ruined my whole career. Alright, but did you know that Hogwatch continues? Now do not be bamboozled. Do not be bamboozled by this man's long, luscious locks. Okay? Do not be bamboozled. He is almost certainly absolutely crazy.
Okay, so right now you basically have two choices. Either you are going to choose a side that is accused of conspiracy theory and not accepting the election, even though we know the left did it for 4 years. He was a Russian spy. There's all the videos out there saying illegitimate president, everything.
People literally went to prison for like lying on behalf of Donald Trump and covering up his involvement with Russia.
Anything happened to him? No, because people on the right believe that they have the right to believe
Phoenix
whatever they
2250
want, and to investigate it as much as they want until some actual proof comes. So either you believe that the system, and you're on the side of Trump, that the system is breaking down, that they're going to start arresting and are indicting and arresting the presidential candidate. Never happened in U.S. history before, for all the people that think that civil war can't happen again or a revolution. This has never happened before. As well as lawyers.
Again, I feel like any of these people who are talking about civil war or revolution, they're LARPers, okay? They are legitimate LARPers, and should the military roll up to their door, they will cower and capitulate instantaneously.
That worked along with him, following everything that was according to the law, questioning the election, asking for audits, asking for...
I told you his long, luscious locks were going to lie to you. I told you.
Integrity. Those people are now being indicted and will be criminally charged. Well, if everything goes through.
I'm an empath.
And
I can see the
what
future.
happens after that? Who else? You don't think they're going to come for any of the influencers, any of the popular people that said the same thing? They'll be next. They're going to be coming after them next. So either you believe that the system is actively working against this, you can call it a banana republic, you can call it seditious conspiracy theory that they're coming after Trump and coming after people. So either
again, that's not what that's not what a banana republic is. But go off, King.
You believe that, or you believe the group of Trump and everybody else is actively working to take over the government, that they're forcibly taking over. And therefore, if you truly believe that, then I think that you would want to stop that by any means necessary, that you would get violent to make that happen. As well as, I would say, the people on the other side of the aisle, the one that are on Trump's side, and believe that the government's actively working against how the system's supposed to work, and is attempting to hold on to power and to subvert the actual election and cheat and steal and maintain control of the system, which those, I would think, if you truly believe that, then you also would want to get violent.
These people are very unstable. Oh, God. More like banana hammock republic. You guys have too much fun in my chat. Goodness gracious. And yet, Hogwatch continues!
We know what you do with the alphabet agencies. We know. Now a message to all the members of Cabal for pushing the New World agenda. You dirty little demons, let's cut the shit, shall we? We know what you did with the Titanic.
What?
We know what you did to JFK.
What?
We know what you did to the Twin Towers.
What?
We know why you locked us all down.
What?
We know what you like to do to little children.
What?
We know why you fabricate wars.
What?
We know what you do with the alphabet agencies.
What?
We know what you do to elections.
What?
We know why you're trying to stop Trump.
What?
We know that you're panicking.
What?
And you know that we know that your end is very near.
What?
Now a message.
What was any of that? We know what you did to the Titanic? What? Oh my goodness.
Listen, here we are again. They want us to worry about Trump.
Hello, darkness,
I'm telling
my old
you,
friend.
we are the people. No matter what color your skin, no matter what shade, no matter what nationality. It's not about Trump, it's about us. And Trump said if they come after him, they're coming after us.
Hey, tipster.
That means they're coming after us after they indict him. Any person.
No, that's not what it means. He's just a dipshit who wants you to defend him, and you're doing exactly what he wants. There's no legal precedent for you to come after you for thinking the election was stolen. You're free to do that. That's fine.
Any person that believes in the U.S. Constitution, they're coming against. Anybody that says we the people, they're coming against. I'm not talking to conservative. I'm talking about patriots. If you're a patriot, if you were born here in the United States of America, black, white, Chinese, Puerto Rican, I don't care. If you were born here, then you need to stand up and vote people in that will take back our country. The Bidens, this administration, and Obama tried to give it away. We need to fight. It's time to fight. Vote in. Listen.
What? What was that?
Vote in.
What is the last word he's saying?
Vote in.
Is he saying voting?
Vote in.
Vote in? I don't. Yeah, I'm baffled. I'm baffled on this one. We need to fight by voting? Is that kind of the implication?
Hey, listen up, Trump supporters. You guys have got to get out right now. Get the hats on, get the flags up, get the yard signs out. Start showing.
Ah, yes, I know what will turn this Trump indictment situation around. More yard signs. The yard signs are key, don't you understand? The yard signs protect us. They're like an invisible force field claiming our lands.
Going up at these fraudulent court case deals and show your support for Donald Trump. Disclaimer, FBI, I'm not saying go down to the courthouse and overthrow it. You guys do that with your fake FBI agents, not us. We don't go for violence. Everybody.
Yeah, Trump supporters would never go for violence. They'd never, like, own guns or something.
Everybody on the left wants to beat somebody up and hates somebody and loses their mind. That's not us.
Hey, I am Sock. How you
Cool,
doing?
Collective. We wait for our time, and we do what's right.
Fake FBI. Oh yeah. So for people who are asking about fake FBI agents, and you're asking about January 6th, there is a subsection of the MAGA movement who think that January 6th, the violence on January 6th was all staged and was fake, and also that there are two governments currently at work in America. One is the fake Biden government, and the other is the real Trump government. So, yeah, it's a bit wild there.
Seriously, Trump supporters, it's time to get out. It's time to get out. Wear these hats proud wherever you go. Stand up to people, and let's not back down. Remember, there are more of us than them by millions. There are more of us than them. Let's don't back down.
That's literally not true.
To them. It's unfortunate that the people that are walking around with the 10 badges and the 3 letters on the back of their jackets are all corrupt, but that's okay. We're going to stand strong. We're going to stand together, and we're going to make sure Trump gets back in office, and we're going to make sure this country gets straightened out. Let's go, people.
Oh, God. God damn. Let's go, Hogwatch!
Hey, truthers.
Oh, no.
Rough week. Told you it was going to be a rough week, didn't I? Okay, I just want to say something. And I just want you to understand that there's no way in 2024 there's going to be an election at the time of the election.
He looks like he's been
Keep
crying.
this in a safe place. All right? It might get taken down, but if it doesn't, just know that 2024's election will not go as planned. There's so much going on, so much happening, and you see with your own eyes something's not right. Well, just trust me. What's coming next? I hope you have Xanax. Anyway, God bless.
What's coming next? I hope you're as high on Xanax as I am right now. Hogwash! Oh, this is gonna be sad. This kid. It's not this kid's fault. Chat, on this one, only make fun of his parents.
Well, it happened again. Donald Trump got indicted. So we're starting to see a trend here. Every time Hunter Biden faces some criminal charge, or there's some problem within the Biden family, bam, Donald Trump gets indicted. So weird. And I've talked about this before, but
It's true. Multiple things can happen at the same time. It's wild how many moving pieces there are on one planet full of billions of people.
only other countries that try and jail, imprison, or kill their opponents are third world countries or dictatorships or communist countries.
Donald Trump literally ran a campaign on locking up his political opponent. Do you remember when Donald Trump ran an entire campaign where the most prominent slogan was "Lock her up, lock her up, lock her up"?
And they're doing this because they know voters will definitely vote Republican and definitely vote Donald Trump. And Democrats even doubled down with
He
this,
wasn't born yet.
indicting
That's true.
all members that were involved with Donald Trump at the time of the election, silencing anyone that was around Donald Trump. Well, it happened again.
Why was this told in like 5-second increments? Maybe he knows TikTok secrets.
You know, I really don't care what you think of Donald Trump, but it's sad that there's a small group of...
Do you, though? Do you really not care? Because you're making this video and you keep getting banned, apparently.
Democrats in this country that think what we're doing in our country is somehow great. It's, look at that, we're going after, and it's an embarrassment. I work in an international world. I talk to our colleagues all around the world, and they are flabbergasted by how far the United States has fallen in the last 2 years.
I don't think it's the last 2 years, though. I think if you're talking to international people, they're probably commenting on how fucking stupid Donald Trump is.
That we would indict a former president. That we're doing everything we can to destroy our country from within.
Oh, Baked Dream and Zeta, if you have a VPN, it won't let you go onto the site, so you need to like either whitelist the site on your VPN or turn it off to access the site. Sorry.
We're the only country in the world that's teaching our youth to hate their own country.
They're literally not happening in schools. They will, you know, I am gonna say, teachers will teach kids that things like the Trail of Tears was bad, and that slavery was bad, and honestly, that our country was wrong to make those things happen, because honestly, it was our country that did those things and enforced those things. But being upset that our country did bad things, and being upset that new generations of people know that our country did bad things, is not teaching our kids to hate America. If you don't think America can be appreciated if kids know the truth of what America has done in the past, well then, honestly, it's even more of a reason to teach kids what America's done so they don't repeat the same mistakes.
And you guys think setting this precedent is great.
Oh, I'm good. I'm glad Baked Dream and Zeta.
So now you can be indicted and charged for challenging the results of an election.
Again, as I've said numerous times, that is not what he is being indicted or charged for. He's being indicted and charged for taking steps to overturn the election results illegally. That is what he's being indicted and charged for. As well as forging paperwork, trying to get other people to break the law, etc., etc. Violating our voting systems, stealing votes, literally stealing votes. That was in the Georgia indictment.
Denying the results of an election. But we didn't go after Al Gore. We didn't go after Stacey Abrams. We didn't go.
That's because they all conceded their loss. They conceded the victory of their opponent.
After Hillary Clinton. Hell, we didn't go after the entire Democrat Party for the 2016 elections. Let's start by stating, if you watch...
What would you have gone after the entire Democratic Party for the 2016 elections? What? We didn't eliminate our entire opposition party. What?
CNN, MSNBC, or any of the liberal news media stations after the 2016 elections.
Those news stations gave Trump billions of dollars of free coverage. What are you talking about?
They all said the same thing. Dominion software systems are corrupt. Dominion software systems can be manipulated. Dominion software systems should never be used in elections moving forward.
That's not what anyone said in 2016.
Huh. It's amazing how you guys forgot that they said that. But if you called it into question in this one, you're going to get sued, lose your job, or be indicted on criminal charges. But Donald Trump challenging the results of an election.
Yeah, it's wild that you can be sued for spreading lies about a company that affect its bottom line, and then they sue you for damages. It's so wild how that works in America.
Election that you can't have. Everybody else, all you Democrats, do what you want. You can even go so far as to try to unseat a duly elected president, and somehow it's justifiable.
Well, he was duly elected in 2016. He wasn't in 2020. He was actually trying to unseat the duly elected president in 2020, which is why he's now being indicted.
Our country is an embarrassment. And if you're not looking around and seeing the African countries leaving the side of the United States,
What?
the Middle East countries leaving the side of the United States.
What? I'm sorry. Which Middle? Yeah, this guy works with Saudi Arabia, doesn't he? I work with many international companies. Via my job with Halliburton.
Many South American countries doing the same thing. The world is turning its back on the United States, and you somehow think...
Yeah, how could South American countries have bad feelings about the United States? How could Middle Eastern countries have bad feelings about the United States?
I think we're in a really good fucking position. Don't you, typical Democrat Harry?
Remember when Donald Trump just tore up one of the biggest diplomatic treaties with one of the most powerful countries in the Middle East? Just on a whim because he didn't like Obama? I remember. Oh god, it's a two-parter. Okay, we got a few more, looks like. Okay, yeah. Got 17. Let's go. We got a two-parter. This is Hogwatch Lord of the Rings right here. Keep trusting the process. Oh no. Is this guy QAnon? I bet he is.
You know, Donald Trump is indicted again. I mean, the indictments are not going to stop. What was that? What was that one theorist? I don't even want to say it. The theory of trust the process. In the background, they are arresting them. They're taking them to Gitmo.
Oh, yeah, QAnon.
Yes, trust the process. Don't do anything. Sit back, relax. Kick your feet up, put your hands behind your head, and get some popcorn. Watch the show. Q.
Oh, is this the moment this guy's faith in QAnon broke? Are we seeing QAnon break this man?
Oh my. Give some people a little truth, and then you can just put a whole bunch of stuff on top of it. Whatever you want, you can just put it on top. Little
hey,
truth,
boiled peanuts.
A whole bunch of falsehood on top. Trust the process. You don't see it with your own eyes that they're really, really after Trump. I mean, Joe Biden already said, well, we're just going to make sure that he can't run. So you just think that it's just going to be with the jury?
Yeah, villain origin story right here.
Juries and, and all that stuff. Oh, no. If it's not looking promising, the Democrats and Joe Biden will turn it up even more. Superseding indictments, the grand jury. Oh, let's talk about this grand jury. I mean, it's easy to have a grand jury where everybody in the grand jury is paid for. And it's easy to get an indictment. Hey, we got 100,000 for you, 100,000 for you, 100,000 for you. We're going to use your name. We're going to say that, Donald Trump did this.
Okay. Citation fucking needed on that one, bro.
Excluded. And then you got your indictment. Now you got the media talking about it. It's all paid for, just like...
Guys, he knows it because he was on a grand jury. He's been paid that $100,000. So next time you guys get called in for jury duty, don't skip out on it, because what you're really skipping out on is a payday. I'm not going to cite that. There's no citation for that. Just trust the process. Trust this guy. He seems very stable.
The science. Trust the process. In the background, they are military involved, scooping them up. People from Hollywood and taking them to Gitmo. Hillary Clinton is in Gitmo. They're actors and actresses.
Part 2, baby.
People, you better wake up and realize what's really going on. Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization, United Nations?
I'm trying to figure out what he's actually trying to say. I'm trying to figure out, out what this is.
All of them, everything is going according to plan. Billy Gates did say, we will definitely...
I know he's talking about the Jews, because that's what QAnon is primarily about, right? But, like, I'm trying to figure out if he's saying, like, that's all bullshit, and he doesn't believe it anymore, or is he trying to say that, like, I don't understand where he's coming from.
Have another one.
Hey, Shattered Spades.
Right now, we're having all type of diseases that are coming from old. Where did they come from? And who has the ability to unleash those?
Okay, yeah, he doing some JQing.
Viruses on the public. We already know it's a natural occurrence. You know what? It was from a seafood market with a horse and a chicken.
Hey, Mint.
Oh, you know, I mean, I'm sorry. That was the COVID where they said it was a pangolin and a bat. Excuse me. A pangolin and a bat.
Yeah.
That was in a seafood market. Neither one of them is...
No, they weren't saying a seafood market. They said a wet market, which is just, like, where they sell all kinds of different meat.
Seafood, but people still fell for it. Then they changed it to a wet market, and neither one of them like it moist. Jeez, I mean, people talk about people watching CNN and MSNBC and all these other CIA-run media groups.
He does know that, like, a lot of horrible diseases have, like, come out of wet markets where people just eat bushmeat that is not sanitary or clean, and they, like, undercook it or something, and then they catch something that's usually only found in, like, a monkey or, like, a bat. That's happened a lot, actually. I think he said a pangolin, and a bat. I don't know.
But then yet, Republicans fall for the same stupid stuff, too. So you got Republicans and Democrats falling for this foolishness. But when are we going to wake up? No. We're going to take the easy route. We're going to trust the process. And we're going to allow the white shirts to take care of it. You believe that. Because just like those people years ago, they finally realized what was going on when it was too late. And they never even had the opportunity to respond. Keep sitting on your...
Okay, so he is saying he believes all of that. He just wants to see people being violent about it. And everyone else is too passive. Gotcha.
Hands. Trust the process. Remember, right now the Democrats are in control. And they do not relinquish control unless it's done by...
End of video. Here, hey, chat, do you want to see, as just like a little break before we continue on, with Hogwatch? Chat, look. Look. It's the very first pangolin born in Europe. Look at that, look at this little guy. Look at this little guy. Oh. And look at this little guy. They found him in Thailand, and then they nursed him back to health. Look at him. He's just a little babby. A little babby guy. Hey, Marchco. Pangolins are so cute. Look at him. Trying to reach over there. He's doing his best. Also, so chat, one of the things baby pangolins need to do when they're just little guys, they hold on to the backs of their moms, and just kind of like hold on to like their tail area, but the one that was born in Europe didn't have a mom. I think the mom died giving birth or something, but they gave him a little. Oh, it's so fucking cute. So fucking cute. Gave him a little stuffed animal to hold on to. Just little guys. Oh, no. Actually, so the reason okay, so the mom didn't die. That was misinfo. The mom survived, but didn't have enough milk, so they had to separate the babby from the mom for a couple days, while they gave her cat milk. And then the baby recovered, and then they're doing okay. Was this for weighing? Yeah, it was for weighing, and then also just they had to keep him in captivity for a little bit away from the mom, just because they needed to feed it. How do you milk a cat? Very carefully. Anyway, Hogwatch!
This piece of garbage that we just watched is a far left-wing nut job. She comes from a long line of left-wing nut jobs. Her daddy belonged to the Black Panthers. Enough said. Let's get to it. There were legal challenges in the courts, but being Fulton County and controlled by the Democrats, that wasn't done. These people, for challenging an election, don't...
What? Yeah, when this lady is saying these people, I feel like she's just saying black.
Trump questioning the election, people going through voter registries to make sure that they wasn't dead or left the state, is now criminalized. Racketeering, really? You don't. These left-wing Democrats have turned this country upside down for 9 years. Now this all happened
for nine years. What about when Trump was president?
2020, right? If it was such a crime, tell me, why didn't they bring up this back in 2020?
Because he's the former president of the United States. They have a higher bar of proof and evidence that they need to meet before they can charge him. Unlike people who, like, you know, wander into the Capitol complex and threaten sitting members of Congress.
Tell you why. Election interference. Now they'll all be convicted of this crime because it's in a Democrat-controlled setting, but it will be overturned by a higher court because this is just a bunch of conspiracy, racketeering, They don't want Donald Trump to be president. So they're going to go after him and anybody and everybody associated with Donald Trump. That's their motto. She thinks this is going to launch her career. And if she gets, conviction, she's set. But she's a left-wing idiot. Left-wing idiot from a family of left-wing nut jobs. Let me tell you something. The only way we're going to end this shit.
I'm not gonna lie. This one is deeply boring. She's just mad, and not in a fun way.
Is to take back the White House, take back the Senate.
Just kind of quietly racist.
And then turn the tables right back on them.
Hey, Lucky
prosecuting
Pletcher Dragon.
One of them for tearing this country up, abusing the judicial system, weaponizing the judicial system.
Let's get you into bed, Grandma.
If they get away with this, nobody will be able to ever question them again.
Again, Donald Trump is not being indicted and charged for questioning the results of the election.
Is that how you want to live in this country? This woman was asked by a reporter, well, this looks like what you had leaked out on your webpage. Well, I don't know nothing about that. This is not political. Really? It's not political?
What would the report... I watched that press conference. The reporter just asked her, like, the that the document that leaked earlier looked very much like the documents that are coming out now with the indictment, and like, does she know like what happened with that? And she said she didn't really have anything to do with that and can't really know how to respond to it because she doesn't take care of the bureaucracy at, you know, her job is prosecuting, not office work. How does that have anything to do with it being political or non-political?
Folks, enough of this shit.
All right. I think we have one more after this one.
Train derailments, all of our food factories, processing plants, burning down or closing down.
What?
Majority of the world is on fire right now.
No, it's not. What do you...
Look at the map.
What?
What's happened in Hawaii was a direct attack. I know that.
Oh, God. Oh, God, she's one of these. Oh, God. There is a certain subsection of the conservative movement right now that legitimately believes that American agents, federal agents, are going around the United States and setting wildfires for some reason. It's like literally like half a step removed from like the Jews have a space laser and they're using it to start wildfires. Yeah, no, they're saying that, oh, like a wildfire on Maui, impossible, must have been set intentionally. Oh, a wildfire in California, impossible, must have been set intentionally. No, it's just climate change. It's just the thing happening that we've been telling you is going to happen for the last, I don't know, 30 goddamn years.
That in my heart. It's not going to stop anytime soon. The elites have started war against us, and everybody's just sitting back. It has started, you guys. It's been started. When is enough going to be enough? It's scary times right now. It's not going to stop. It's only going to keep getting worse.
I legitimately, like, I hope that this lady snaps out of it, because she sounds like she's, like, one moderately bad day away from, like, smothering her own kids.
We have to stand with President Trump and every single politician that supports
Is she crying?
him.
Yeah.
Evil is taking over.
Again, these are the kinds of people who, like, when their conspiracy, like, theory world comes crashing down because it meets reality, they panic, and then they, like that guy who, like, Trump lost the election, then drove his kids down to Mexico and executed them with a spearfishing gun. Like, that's where this type of conspiracy brain takes these people. Now, alt fact, do not fuck conservative women. Just do not do it. It's bad. You don't want to encourage their behavior. Okay, we got one more left. 44 seconds. Let's go. Hogwatch!
So President Trump is coming out saying that Space Force has got the true 2020 election results. I believe this shit. Let me feed you a little secret.
Jesus Christ, dude. Space Force has the real documents.
My son works in cybersecurity, has been for years. He now works for a defense company. Not DOD. A defense company. The
So quiet.
technology today to track shit blows my mind. I believe this 1,700%. Poppy's got this shit. Hide and watch. Well,
That was deeply... Oh my goodness. The MAGA crystal mommy is too powerful. MAGA crystal moms are the scariest force on our planet. How inclusive is a doll colloquialism? I'm not sure. Boy. Yeah, that was a lot of crazy. Are we doing okay, chat? Are you guys doing okay? Did she put I've got 5 on it? I believe so. Does that hurt you? No, that was these are all unedited videos. These are all as posted by the people who made them. I'm scared. I mean, that's a reasonable reaction to these people, to be honest. Conservatives seem to be having a normal one. They are having anything but. But chat, we've been streaming now for about 2 hours. If you've been enjoying the stream, consider dropping some subs or donos, preferably over on riverboat.gg. Twitch takes 50-50, YouTube takes 30, and riverboat.gg just goes directly to me minus some PayPal fees. So come on over, drop some subs or donos, because that is primarily how I am able to continue to make content. I rely on you guys and your generosity, and hopefully I'm making content that is worth supporting. They are all very stable geniuses, after all. True. Also, get on over to Twitch, get on over to YouTube, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button, and remember to like the goddamn stream. We also have a bunch of really great videos going up on YouTube every day. So make sure you check those out. They're very good. We had one come out yesterday of the segment I did, or today. We had one come out today of the segment I did yesterday about the rich men north of Richmond and how that has been sold to you by wealthy men. So it is not the voice of the working people, the working man. It's the voice of the wealthy man masquerading as the working man. I think PayPal takes 10%. That is not my experience, but whatever. Let's see. They scare me to death. Karen needs to sit down. Lucky Pletcher Dragon, they need to do a lot more than sit down. It's wild out there. They need to like deprogram themselves. Hey, Beef Torque Hunk, welcome back. Dude playing a $1,000+ instrument. What else gave it away? I mean, the fact that he was literally the funding for the recording session came from a wealthy media organization that is designed to make things go viral. You always jack me up when you get on during my workout time, 5 a.m. Might fall off the treadmill one day just to comment. Well, Lucky Pletcher Dragon, please don't fall off a treadmill. I'd feel terrible if you hurt yourself on my account. I love your dimples. Thank you. Been working on them. Oh, goodness. Folks, can we get any subs or donos before we move on to another segment? Let's see if we can get a crumb of support. Oh, yeah. Here, I wanted to talk about this a little bit. Holy shit!
Subs or donos on Riverboat GG. Like these? These subs? The ones everyone should do for max BWA power? The subs that help Jack to live? These subs?
Those
BWA
subs!
needs you.
BWA needs you! Thank you for the 12 gifted tier 1 subs! That is incredible! Incredibly generous. Thank you so much! Holy moly! And yes, by the way, if you dono subs or just do a normal dono over on riverboat.gg, you do get access to text-to-speech, so consider coming on over here just for that. Holy W, Paladin lost. Yeah, very big W. Also, worth noting, Paladin lost sent me a birthday present, so I double appreciate you, Paladin, today. I very much appreciate you. Lucky Pletcher Dragon, thank you for the 100 biddies over on twitch.tv. I appreciate that. Let's add this. We're at 21. We're over halfway towards the Mandela Catalog Act 2. Did Samus get any of her present? She's not currently here with me. She's at my mom's house, so I'll have to bring some over to her tomorrow. BB Junkie had to step away for a minute. I know it's not much, but hey, it's something. Thank you for the 100 biddies. I appreciate all of the support. I appreciate even those of you who can't throw $1 my way, just watching and saying hey. I appreciate the plugs on social media. All of that helps a lot, especially as we're still struggling to grow over on YouTube and move audiences a little bit.
Rocking BWA baby.
Yo, Ashley, thank you for the 5 gifted tier 1 subs and for helping to invent the internet. 2 things I very much appreciate. Thank you so much. Hello, Hundo. How are you? Trying to maintain views. It's trying to maintain the views, trying to figure out what the actual analytics of my channel are is exponentially harder now that I have several different channels. But we are I think we're doing okay so far. Yeah, like right now we got 24 over on the YouTube. Hey, Alex Sasparas. We got 24 on YouTube. We got 56 over on riverboat.gg. So 80 people there, and we got 56 over on Twitch. So we got about 130 people watching, which is not too shabby. Maybe almost 140. I think my numbers have definitely gone up since also streaming on YouTube, which is great. Because hey, we need to get better at growing, and the YouTube algorithm is way better at exposing my content to new folks. YouTube chat shall grow nicely. Yes. All according to plan, indeed. You watch the new Baki? Okay, real talk, Baki freaks me out. I don't like the muscles. They're very off-putting to me. I'll have money for subs and donos at the beginning of the month. Well, I appreciate that. And you know, it's okay. I whatever you guys can throw my way to support me, I very much appreciate. And also, I'm still working on the scam that happened to me, so I can't even pay for my own way here. Oh, Chris Huggy, well, you got to take care of you first, okay? Just hopping in though, I hang out in GG. Hey, Spitfire. Caught up on Vending Machine Isekai today. That anime is amazing trash. I need to watch it. I only finished I finished the Handyman in Another World anime the other day, and that was surprisingly fun. The story isn't anything that impressive, but the characters are so strong. I hope it gets a second season. Yeah, there's an isekai anime about like a guy who dies and reincarnates as a vending machine in another world. The Handyman one is very charming. There's a lot more references to dicks than I'm used to in an anime, though. Have you seen or read any Chainsaw Man? I haven't yet. I've been meaning to. Sometimes I get into my head where I think I need to be in a certain mindset to watch a show. And for Chainsaw Man, for some reason I thought I needed to be kind of like amped up and like adrenaline filled for it, but that just never really happened. So I should probably just watch it. Isekai is becoming a really great genre. Yeah, when Isekai is doing something fun, I love it. If it's just doing Isekai stuff, it's not really that fun. Hey Twitch, you're all cute. That is all. Twitch is cute. The folks over on Twitch are really cute. Also, September is coming up, and apparently, the last like week of the month, subs on Twitch are going to be 25% off for gifted subs as well. Which would give it a 5% better split than what is on what's on YouTube, but I don't know. I don't know if that's that enticing for folks. YouTube, the most oppressed chat, and I accept it. I was born with it, molded by it. But you know what? I am getting, to my credit, I am getting better at looking at YouTube chat. For a long time, you guys were very neglected. Why aren't you on Kick also? Because Kick makes me feel kind of yucky. I've been thinking about like streaming on like Rumble or Kick, and there's just I don't know. It just feels kind of yucky to me. I don't know how I feel. I mean, I don't feel good about being paid by Jeff Bezos either, or by the people at YouTube. But I don't know. There's just something ickier about being paid by Peter Thiel, or like also like I don't, the Kick people who are basically just laundering casino money through the website. It's great info. I'm trying to get my brother-in-law on here for TYT. Hell yeah, Lucky Pletcher Dragon. Best of luck. March Co, thank you for hitting the follow button. I really appreciate it. We've been kind of like stuck in a little bit of a rut over on Twitch. The more people hitting the follow button, the more we get, the closer we get to 10,000. We're like on the way, but we like hit a roadblock for some reason, and we just need to get over it. Get over it. Oh, you spoil YouTube chat? Let's fucking go! I can only like you so much. I'm sorry. Did you see the XQC video I tweeted? He's gotten into stake gambling on his streams and he's really lost his shit. I didn't watch the video, but I did see that that it was getting shared around a lot, and yeah, I'm not terribly interested in playing gambling games, even if they're gonna pay me money. Nah, XQC streams gambling on Kick. He got like a $100 million contract for that. He's on the gambling wagon again? Yep. I don't think it's gonna end well for him, obviously. Yes, I feel very threatened by Aiden Ross's intellectual dominance. His throbbing brain is just too much for me. Okay, speaking of intellectual dominance, did you see the Linus Tech Tips drama? I saw that there was some kind of drama. I have no idea what it is. When I tried to look into it, a few people sent me videos that were like 40 minutes long. Like, if I wanted to get caught up on it, I would have had to spend like a total of like 200 minutes of watching YouTube videos. And at a certain point, I was just like, I'm good. I don't care about Linus Tech Tips that much. I mean, financially, I'd say well, yeah, XQC is probably set for life unless he gets like addicted to gambling and loses everything. The 40-minute Gamers Nexus video covers everything up to their terrible responses. I might watch that sometime off stream. I don't know if that would be Oh, did Philip DeFranco put out a short one? Alexa's sick. If you get me that link, I'll watch that right now on stream. I do like Philip DeFranco. You needed something you can raid? I mean, I'll settle for a Philip DeFranco. I know that Philip DeFranco has like connections to Linus Tech Tips team or something. I mean, it's either I go over that or I talk about this tweet by Tim Pool about Aunt Jemima, but you know, we'll do this one first.
Today we're talking about the growing laundry.
Wait a minute. Philip DeFranco is actually so large. Do you think that he copyrights, like, if I go over this Linus Tech Tip stuff, do you think he's gonna like slap me with like copyright infringement? XQC is addicted. He started back again the other day. Okay, well that's that's not great for his finances. He's like trying to feel something. I don't think he'd care. Okay. Well, we'll check it out then. Oh god, this is still almost 30 minutes long. Okay, wait, no, only 10 minutes. Only 10 minutes of the video. Okay, cool.
List of accusations against Linus Tech Tips. What happened to the mom of the 6-year-old that shot their teacher? Messy body cam footage of Ronnie Jen's scandal on YouTube right now is that one of YouTube's most famous tech channels has faced serious scrutiny over the last few days over allegations of theft, workplace harassment, conflict.
I do have to say, Philip DeFranco is probably like one of the least controversial guys on YouTube, as far as I know. Like he seems to be pretty I don't know, he seems to be pretty like chill and like not a piece of shit.
Conflicts of interest and serious flaws in its review videos. And at the center of all this, you have Linus Tech Tips, or really Linus Media Group, LTT's parent company that also runs things like their labs, which is meant to be a team of engineers that allow LTT to review tech products at a much higher standard. And it appears that all their recent problems kind of started because of this clip from a tour of their labs when an engineer said,
"The difference between us and somebody like Gamers Nexus or Hardware Unboxed is we test new components, new tests, every time."
Which I will say, if you're not into the whole tech part of YouTube, you probably don't know those names, but you at least need to understand they are two sizable channels that are well known for how well they test and benchmark tech products like PC graphics cards. So some could see this like, if you're watching this, you respect me, I all of a sudden randomly throw shade to someone else in the space that you respect, it might be kind of like that. But, you know, that led to a back and forth where Hardware Unboxed defended itself in a series of lighthearted tweets, and then Linus responding to that on his live show. But where things really blew up is when Gamers Nexus released a 44-minute video on Monday to directly discuss the comparison. And in it, they argue that LTT cares more about releasing as many videos as possible over anything else. And it wasn't like they were just throwing out baseless accusations. Regarding the extremely fast schedule of LTT, they point to a video where employees flatly state that they wish projects weren't so rushed and that the schedule was loosened a bit. And as for the bad data, they gave multiple examples of data being incorrect. Though we're not going to get into every technical detail because you can go watch their video. I'm going to include links down below. But some of the mistakes included things like getting the names of products they're reviewing wrong, putting the wrong specifications on screen, or not having consistent testing parameters for products that lead to faulty performance data. Or things like one graphics card having a 300% performance increase over its predecessor. It's something that's a major outlier, stand out, it might raise some eyebrows. And with that, LTT does correct the videos, but in ways that Gamers Nexus argues is ineffective or unethical. Or for errors caught after being posted online, they sometimes use YouTube's edit tool to insert new graphs. Then there are on-screen fixes that are done prior to uploading, meaning LTT knew about the error, and Gamers Nexus argues
these have to be used carefully because most people won't read them. They might just listen to the video or kind of tune it out. So these shouldn't be used for undoing criticism that was unfair.
Or like if they said that something about a product sucked, but it was actually because they used.
Okay, so far this really just seems kind of like a slap fight between these two people within their niche field, and like Gamers Nexus is bringing up some good criticism, and I'm imagining that Linus Tech Tips is not going to take this very well.
Used it wrong. And speaking of product reviews, ethical concerns were also raised about Linus and the company's connections with certain manufacturers. Things like LMG makes a screwdriver and has a branding deal for it with Noctua, a cooler manufacturer that they also regularly review alongside competitors, or that Linus has invested a sizable amount of money into the laptop maker framework, and all of that culminating in a situation that many feel encapsulates the issues with LTT's reviews. Or like they recently put out a video about a GPU water cooler block by the small company Billet Labs. The thing was reportedly a prototype, but the MSRP of the final product was very expensive at nearly $1,000. The item was also made for a specific graphics card, but Linus tested it on a newer model and argued that it should work close enough. And that incompatibility actually led to issues trying to attach the prototype and test it, leading Linus to say that no consumer should ever buy it. And even LTT fans at the time were upset at how Linus gave a conclusion despite improper testing. Or some felt it was something like trying to review a...
Okay, so also like Linus Tech Tips has like some like brand deals that they might not be on the up and up about. Okay. So far these criticisms seem valid, and like you should be able to listen to them and maybe like make some like minor changes to your company that would be able to like address those issues, right? Gamers Nexus only brought up these issues after they were reached out to. He was actually in good faith, didn't even monetize the video. If he didn't even monetize a 40-minute video on a very large channel, I mean that's pretty good. That's a pretty good indicator of good faith.
Sports car by taking it off-roading and then concluding that it just sucked. However, with that, Linus doubled down on his live show, arguing
nothing would have changed. Nothing that obeys the laws of physics would have changed the conclusion.
With him then going on to say,
but I'm not I don't know, guys. I'm not sure if I can apologize for not spending another $100, $200, $300, $500 of various people's time sitting and engineering a workaround to a product that no matter the result, nobody should buy.
And so for many people, that last comment kind of cemented that Linus cared more about getting videos out quickly rather than getting them right. But that was just the tip of the iceberg for the issues with Billet Labs, because after that review, the company asked for the prototype back in order to send it to other reviewers.
Linus has been super forward with his stake in the laptop company. Oh, okay.
However, that never ended up happening, and months later, the item was auctioned off for charity at LTX, or that recent expo where the clip starting this firestorm came from. And Billet Labs was understandably upset, as LMG had reportedly promised to send the card back to them. So the bad review and having their prototype sold felt like a kick while they were down, and all that leading—
Oh. Okay, that is pretty weird to tell someone you're gonna send their prototype back and then to auction it off. Okay.
to this huge public outcry with fans and critics ripping into Linus saying he stole the prototype. And that was in addition to not getting their data right when consumers rely on their reviews when buying products. We then saw Linus replying in a forum post with that not going well. In it, he got blasted for writing, "I still disagree that the Billet Labs video is an accuracy issue," saying it's more like I just read the room wrong. And to that, Gamers Nexus and others pointed out that as a review channel, their conclusion should be objective and not based on what the room wants to hear. Although Linus did concede that a writer on the team actually told him that the video should have been redone properly. And that just because it's an expensive high-end product, it doesn't mean that fans may not want to see it rip. I kind of think of it how like many fans of Top Gear can't afford supercars that they show, but they still like to see high-end stuff perform. But with all this, one of the big things that got him completely ripped into was saying that he was disappointed with Gamers Nexus's piece, saying that they should have reached out to him for a comment, and saying if they had done so, they would have learned that there was already an agreement to pay for the prototype, or like the fact that we didn't sell the prototype but rather auctioned it for charity due to a miscommunication. Well,
I mean, at least he's reimbursing them for it, but still the fact that they have to make it from scratch again sucks.
It seemed like maybe he was trying to point out the difference between like stealing something and there being a miscommunication and it got auctioned off. It appeared that most people kind of locked onto and just mocked the idea that there was a difference between selling and auctioning. However, with all that, we saw Billet Labs telling Gamers Nexus that much of that just wasn't true. Linus' statement makes it seem like there was an agreement already in place to remedy the issue when Gamers Nexus released its Monday video. But apparently, the email to compensate Billet Labs wasn't sent until hours after the video went live. But overall, Linus' response there was seen as kind of lacking and defensive rather than owning up to what many said were valid criticisms by Gamers Nexus. And with that, saying by attacking Gamers Nexus, Linus was just shooting the messenger. But with that said, this morning they actually uploaded a video that tackles many of the accusations that were brought up, though not all. First off, the company is putting production on hold for at least the next week to discuss all this and the steps moving forward, with Linus apologizing for how he handled the situation and saying it was pretty much his fault as he was CEO.
Okay. I mean, this seems like a good, like, you know, listening to people being like, okay, you know, I'll put out an apology video.
At the time. And since then, and not because of the situation, Linus and his wife Yvonne had hired a CEO to take over many day-to-day operations, and he promised to shake things up in this video. Additionally, Yvonne announced that there would be a reduction in uploads moving forward and that production was being halted for at least a week to discuss systems at the company, and adding,
"Staying relevant on YouTube is hard for everyone, but we aren't fighting for survival anymore, and we don't need to run at this pace. In fact, in some ways, it's our efforts to keep doing more and keep doing better that have created our current situation."
She also said that it was wrong to not spend $500 to properly retest a—
Linus said that he didn't know they didn't return the Billet Labs prototype, and when he saw the video, he addressed it. They had reached out for a comment. He would have taken care of it without the need for the video.
Product, and that halting production wouldn't mean hardships for their massive team. Other members of the team spoke as well, such as the head of their labs department, to clarify some testing issues and state that things were moving to make their testing more reliable. As for many of the on-screen mistakes, such as questionable—
by the way, I cannot emphasize that I am not at all deeply invested in this situation. It's just vaguely interesting to me.
Graphs or asterisks when they name products wrong. They said that's often a communication breakdown between the writing team and the editing team, with their head writer pointing out that often fixes would get flagged only for them to not end up in the final video.
There have been times when an internal video review caught an incorrect graph, resulting in new versions of the graph being created, only for those new graphs to not be put in the video. Ah! Just about every error that has appeared in a video in the past year has directly resulted in a process change designed to prevent that specific issue from ever happening again.
While they talked about a lot more, the most important thing was probably the Billet Labs fiasco, with them saying that somewhere along the way, internally, it wasn't made clear that the item was to be sent back. And then after it was sold, someone at LMG did promise to reimburse Billet Labs prior to Gamer Nexus's video. Kind of.
Even though I replied 2 hours later, apologizing and offering to pay for the component, I forgot to actually include our contact in that email.
Right, ends up that while they CC'd all of the LMG team, they forgot to actually add Billet Labs to the 2 box.
So it went to our procurement team, instead of Billet Labs.
And in the end, Billet claims that while LMG found the buyer of the original block, they prefer to get paid for a new one because of how long LMG has taken to send other items back to them and can't guarantee that the item isn't damaged. And overall, it kind of looks like the video was well received, although you definitely had people who were upset that they monetized the video and made jokes about selling.
I mean, okay, I can interpret this as like a legitimate mistake that was done without malice, and also Billet Labs has every right to be upset about it and to choose how they would like to be compensated. So far, this seems to be fine-ish. Like something that happens on like YouTube a lot, with like maybe like a growing pains type situation. Good night, Winby. Get good sleep.
Products in it, some even making compilation videos of the parts that upset them. Now, at this point, you might think the story is done, but you know,
Yeah.
when it rains, it pours. What we're seeing
This did seem like it was ending the story.
is in LMG's case, there's also former employee Madison Reeve coming out and saying that the work environment there is toxic and harbors harassment. And some of her accusations are in the same vein as prior criticism of the company, like an outsized emphasis on putting out as much content as possible. But she also detailed far more concerning allegations, things like saying that she was told by management that her work was, quote, dog shit, or that she needs to be more assertive, only for her to be reprimanded when she was. But the worst of these claims by far was that of harassment. We're talking about claims of coworkers calling her homophobic slurs, asking her to twerk for them, and groping her. There were also claims that
What?
people asked her about her
Holy
sex life, and
shit.
that I was told that certain issues were sexual tension and I should just take the coworker out on a coffee date to ease it out. And she claims that her
What?
concerns were largely brushed under the rug or ignored, and she finally quit after a college.
Okay, I mean this is the more serious allegation. If this part is true, that's more than just like a whoopsie daisy. If like people within the management structure of the company are encouraging her to like go out on a date with somebody who's sexually harassing her.
Colleague told her, I think the reason you try to be funny is because you lack any other skills. And so with that, you've seen some saying these allegations.
What?
Colleague told her, I think the reason.
The day I handed in my notice was when somebody who constantly overstepped me misled what I was working on, and who I was said to me, I think the reason you try to be funny is because you lack any other skills. Smiled, then walked away. I quit 15 minutes later. Oh, I mean, good for her for standing up for herself. Jesus.
The reason you try to be funny is because you lack any other skills. And so with that, you've seen some saying these allegations line up with an image.
Oh, she won a contest to work for Linus Tech Tips? Oh god, and she got treated that way. Like, oh god. Okay.
Of Linus that is anti-worker, right? And this because they say in the past he's made statements about not liking certain unions and feeling that if his employees unionized, it meant that he failed as a business owner. There are also some details out there about allegedly leaked contracts that prohibit employees from speaking about their salaries with coworkers, which is something that, like, if you were based in California, is highly illegal here, though it's probably just unethical at worst in British Columbia, where LMG is based, or because that province has no laws explicitly protecting a worker's right to discuss salary with colleagues. And the final.
I mean, that is kind of shitty. That particular clause not being there is kind of shitty.
And last second update to
Hey,
the story
Archangel.
is before posting, LMG got back to us. I'm gonna include the full
Wait, it's worse. She had to move to Vancouver and then was made to sign a different contract when she arrived, or else lose her job and be stuck there with nothing. What? Okay, well that's shady as hell.
FAQ of responses in the top pinned comment of this video, but I wanted to include at least their responses to the two last controversies. The first being their response to what are your thoughts on members of the community feeling this initial controversy wasn't being taken seriously due to things like jokes about store plugs, kicks to sponsors, and the video addressing the situation being monetized, to which they said, we're LMG. Even when our content is serious, we have elements of fun in it. This has been our style, and we wanted to send a message to our community that just because the suits are talking about workflows and processes, the fun isn't going anywhere. Then adding, jokes aside, we have a decade-long unbroken streak of daily videos. To pull back this dramatically, I think shows how seriously we're taking community's feedback. And saying we didn't include a sponsor for the video, and we heard the feedback from our community and from our team internally, and we turned off AdSense monetization for this video. And to the question.
Oh, okay. I mean, like, they did initially monetize it, but then they demonetized it, which is very clearly should have been the move in the first place. And also, yeah, this is odd. I need to take this call. I'll be back in a bit. Sorry, folks.
Hey guys, it's pretty late. I'm finishing up editing the video you just watched. I've been wanting to tell you guys a few things and I just keep forgetting. First thing, in case you didn't notice, I have a Patreon now. There's a link somewhere on this end card, so if you want to click there, I've got a video that explains what I'm doing there, and I really appreciate everyone who's supported so far. If you like what I do, think about checking it out. The other thing I want to let you know about is that VGM Volume 4, the fourth edition of my VGM compilation albums, is out. I did brand new mixes. They sound even better than the videos. You should check that out on Louder. There's again a link on this card somewhere. Click it, check it out, and maybe think about picking it up. Thank you so much for watching. This is your first time or second time, or you did never clicked subscribe. Think about subscribing. I release weekly videos, video games, geek culture, all sorts of fun stuff, lots of synths, lots of instruments. It's a good time. You should subscribe. It's a lot of fun. All right, thanks guys. I'll see you next week. Bye.
heaven. West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads. All my memories gather round her, miner's lady, stranger to blue water. Dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country road.
But yeah, sorry about that, folks. I know that was a long call. It's a really good synthwave remix. I love this song. I love John Denver. John Denver's great. Yeah, that's a synthwave remix. We might get clapped with DMCA, but seeing as it's a remix, probably not. West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. How we doing, folks? I know that was a long call, but sometimes I gotta take those late ones. West Virginia, maybe not so great in parts, but you know what is really great? The song Country Roads. Hope you're good. I've had a very tough day. Used to use that song to teach Japanese kids how to speak English. Really? I mean, I guess it does have a lot of like really complicated words and such. What am I looking for? Okay, yeah, let's just real quick, we'll finish up this Linus Tech Tip stuff.
Question, what is your response to the allegations levied by former employee Madison Reeve, and will there be any action taken? They responded, we are taking the allegations very
Immediately, our HR team will be conducting a thorough assessment of the allegations. We have already begun combing our personnel files and past notes and correspondences to see if we can corroborate any of what's being said. Furthermore, we will also be hiring an outside investigator to look into the allegations. We'll commit to publishing the findings and implementing any corrective actions that may arise because of this. When we're ready, we will release a statement. For now, we would ask that you allow our team the time they need to be as thorough as possible. As this will take some time, and due to our employee confidentiality responsibilities, we may not be able to provide a comprehensive statement until we've completed our investigation. I mean, that's relatively understandable. As a response, I guess I would just say that, like, it's good that they are bringing in an outside investigator who can be relatively impartial, but I don't know if we'll ever know actually what happened, you know? It's about as much as they can do from their end, to be fair.
seriously. Immediately, our HR team will be conducting a thorough assessment of the allegations. We've already begun combing our personal files and past notes and correspondences to see if we can corroborate any of what's being said. Furthermore, we will also be hiring an outside investigator to look into the allegations and will commit to publishing the findings and implementing any corrective actions that may arise because of this. When we are ready, we will release a statement. For now, we would ask that we allow our team the time they need to be as thorough as possible, as this will take some time and due to our—
Well, goddamn, I thought he was just gonna read one sentence. If I had known he was just gonna read what I read, I wouldn't have done it. God damn it.
employee confidentiality responses, we may not be able to provide a comprehensive statement until we've completed our investigation. We pride ourselves on maintaining a safe and inclusive environment. Saying in addition to our existing report systems, both anonymous and otherwise, we've proactively reached out internally today to encourage members of our team to report any workplace bullying or harassment they might be experiencing so we can take quick and decisive action. In closing, we are halting video production and will be reducing—
repeating a post from when you were gone, I have a feeling James Strebe, head of writing, is going to get his dumb sexual harassing ass fired. Had an all-hands meeting after Madison's Twitter thing, and James made a sex joke in the meeting. Somebody leaked it to YouTube. He's head of writing, so it wouldn't be insane to think that social media director Madison would have worked under him. He's the manager from her allegations. Yeah, that sounds about right.
our video output in the coming weeks as we strive to provide improvements to processes and work-life balance for our employees. But ultimately, that is where we are with this developing situation. We're going to keep our eyes on it, and without a doubt, there's going to be more to talk about in the coming days. But in the meantime, I got to pass the question off to you, whether you're a part of these communities, if you're in this tech space, or you're completely outside, and I'd love if you'd let me know that in the comments. What are your thoughts, feelings, takeaways? Where do you stand on this, and why? And then Bradley Cooper is being accused—
Okay, we're done with this. Yeah, overall, it sounds just like, if I'm going to be 100% honest, okay? If I'm going to be 100% honest with this Linus Tech Tips thing, from what I've seen so far, this seems to be like a YouTuber who blew up, began building out a company from that, and that company just has some shaky policies, has blind spots in it, etc., where things can go pretty wrong. So my takeaway from this is that I don't think that Linus Tech Tips is operating in bad faith. I don't think he is evil or bad. I just think that, you know, he's primarily a YouTuber. You know, and running a company can also be a full-time job. So I would just say that, like, I think it is fully understandable that certain things like these would happen. And ultimately, I don't really think anyone is really at fault here, except for the person within Linus Tech Tips who is doing the sexual harassing. If it comes out that there is like a very large systemic failure within the company, where the company just was not taking sexual harassment seriously at all, well, then I think that is a more glaring issue that reflects on Linus's failure. But that hasn't happened yet, so where I'm at is just kind of like, yeah, it sounds like some people fucked up, and, you know, I think that can be chalked up to some growing pains for, you know, YouTubers with relatively little to no business training. Okay, this is interesting. I see the palate cleanser, but real quick, Punky Gal sent in something that is local to me and very interesting. It appears that in Minnesota, the state in which I live, an entire police department has resigned en masse. The Goodhue City Council discussed options for police coverage after the entire department's resignation. Goodhue is not a big town, folks. It's like a town of like 1,000 people. Good night, Ashley. Get good sleep. And from what I'm seeing here, it appears that the primary reason they walked off the job and quit was entirely due to the fact that they felt they weren't being paid enough. The city was going to meet to talk about pay increases, and they quit. Now, this sounds probably bigger than it actually is. What ended up happening was, I believe that the police chief resigned, and then shortly after that, the full-time officer and 5 part-time employees that made up the police department all quit as well. And they put out this statement saying, yes. At a July 26th council meeting, Smith said there were 0 applicants for the police department and disclosed that other law enforcement agencies were trying to recruit him and his colleagues. Quote, "So right now, with our current trying to hire at $22 an hour, you're never going to see another person again walk through those doors. That's it," Smith said, "unless you guys do a dramatic change." Smith stressed the urgency of the matter and said smaller police departments he has looked into pay at least $30 an hour. Quote, "There's 0 incentive to come out here to a small town, low pay, being on call, affecting your free time and everything else," he said. Members of the police department, including Smith, didn't immediately respond to requests for comment. Very interesting. The town is bringing in police from neighboring areas to cover the city. Yeah, they're bitching about $20 an hour. Well, I mean, the other thing is like they don't live in the town. You know, they're commuting there to be on the police force, right? And so like, yeah, did he talk about when she had to? Okay, wait, I don't know if that is related to. I'm gonna. Sorry, Casper Cosmic Lord. Get a Spock, thank you for subscribing over on Twitch. I appreciate that. Let's chalk another one up on the board here. Maybe don't be a cop. Well, and the other thing is like, if you are going to be a cop in a small town, because let's be real, right? There is a need to have like a cop in a town of 1,000 people. Like we do need some sort of law enforcement mechanism, right? And it's weird to just Spitfire
Heart for more quality analog horror content. Love you all.
Thank you for the 5 gifted tier 1 subs. That is incredibly generous. And chat, we are now. Let's see. 35 was it? No, 33, I think. Right? Shit, what was the number? Chat, I know you guys have DVR abilities. Go back in time. Tell me. Time travel for me. Go, go, go. Was it 32 or 33? We're at 35? Were we? Oh my god. Hey, Fellini Fiend. Wow. Okay, good job, guys. 35. It was 45. Jack, most of chat is gay. How do you expect us to do maths? I mean, I can't do maths. It's 27. We got 6, so 33. Okay. I trust Spitfire, who just donated. 33. Hey, Forlorn and Fellini Fiend, how you doing? Hope you're doing all right. I by the way, I really love the Doodleburb, like, just the Doodleburb, like, little image you got there for your profile. I appreciate it. I like seeing little Doodleburb arts. Wait, 2 plus 5? Well, wait, but it's not 2 plus 5. It's 1 plus 5. I got no math skills. Oh, no. Doing well, just finishing up a EU4 campaign. Yo, good luck. Good luck with your wrapping up all those loose ends. Look, it's a burb. It's a plan. It's Super burb. All right. Gotta go for now. Might be back in a bit if stream's still going. See ya, Beef Torque Hunk. All right. What was the palate cleanser here we got? Alert! Okay, I did watch this. Is this... I feel like this is instantly going to be DMCA, though. I would love to play this, but I feel like it's going to be insta-DMCA. Like, there's no way Planet of the Bass is not already within the copyright system. He has no record deal? It's literally... Is it a parody? Because I legitimately couldn't tell. Alright. Sure. Let's do it. Is he a comedian? Spent all of yesterday trying to get... Well, I had the fucking Trump indictment stuff just dropped. You gotta... Look, you gotta time your asks. You don't need a record deal to Content ID? Oh, shit. Wait. Is Planet of the Bass in Content ID? Man, it'd be real nice if I could look it up. Yeah, but I can also get clapped for it. Well, you know what? We'll see what happens.
Alert! DJ Crazy Times! If you want parties to be making, have some noise. Bratislava! All the women in the world! Let me see your beautiful faces! Oh, I've got an idea!
This is a 10 out of 10 comedic bit.
When the pleasure is a dream on a secret love, and the people wanna make it fun. We are losing control on the floor tonight. Take your heart into a unicorn.
Okay, but unironically, this music slaps.
Sky is blue. Have a passion in a million ways. Touch it, make it twice before I cry. Heaven is a time today.
Put your hands up in the air!
All of the dreams.
Bill Clinton. The hands.
Life, it never dies. Women are my favorite guys. Sex.
Women are my favorite guys.
Stop the war. Boom. Hear the bass go zoom. Have a body. Feel the groove. Cyber system overload. Everybody move, man.
All of the dreams.
Everybody go.
How does it mean when the rhythm is glad? There is nothing to
Become the human. What does the shirt say?
Hello, are you at fault?
It's true, yes, it's true.
Are you the girl of the love?
Yes, I am a girl.
I love you and feel groove.
I love you too.
The shirt says when God created man, she was only joking.
I am so alone in the night.
Goodbye.
Hey, SBs.
And tonight, I will never die.
That is good to me.
World peace. The future is the way of that. I would unironically listen to entire album of that on repeat for like so long. That is good to me as well as that. I need the whole song on a t-shirt, not the lyrics. Like, yeah. I love the Y2K vibes. It's very impeccable vibes. Unironically a banger. Did we do it? Did we achieve world peace? Did it happen? I want to know. Like a Teletubbies t-shirt with just that song. Women are, in fact, my favorite guy. Okay. I do want to say two things. One, Tim Pool's back on his bullshit about Aunt Jemima for some godforsaken reason. Two, apparently now Elon Musk's Twitter has a verification badge for anyone who works for Tim Pool. So that's sad, I guess. I don't know. That's weird. About what now? Oh, yeah. If you guys haven't been around for a while, conservatives are very, very mad about the fact that Aunt Jemima rebranded its syrup to stop having the image of and name of, or rather the name that referenced the original person who played Aunt Jemima. They're very upset about it being rebranded. Long story short. They're still mad about that. They are never going to be not mad about it. And just as a reminder, the woman who played the original Aunt Jemima, as like a, became its mascot. She was actually born in slavery. Her name's Nancy Green. And they used her image, basically because of, being born into slavery. Her life was very shitty. And she eventually was emancipated, but because she was destitute and in her middle ages / nearing towards her elderly years, she stayed relatively close to the family who owned her. And when they moved, she moved with them. And then on the advice of, I believe, her former owner, she got a job with this milling company and became their mascot because she perfectly embodied the mammy stereotype. And that's the the smiling, chubby black woman cook, that stereotype. And look, it's just real quick. Here we go. Yeah. Or sorry, yeah, Nancy Hughes. But also Nancy Green. And yeah, this is one of the original posters for it from 1894. That held her original catchphrase, "Eyes in town, honey." And yeah, basically they would trot her out to different county fairs and like some kind of stage show act. Oh, you mean the same stereotype they used to portray black femmes in the movies, in the kids' movies we grew up on? Yes, those. Except even more exaggerated, because this was when you would be seeing like minstrel shows, like actual minstrel shows. And well, a number of other people have played Aunt Jemima over the years, but I feel like it's worth noting that it got its start literally using a woman who had been born into slavery and was then financially exploited by the pearl milling company due to her destitution and status as a former slave to create this character. And you got Tim Pool over here saying, never forget what they took from you. And it's like, what did they take from you, Tim? Are you talking about the slavery that was taken away, or are you talking about the weird racial stereotype that got taken away? Because frankly, it's 2023. I don't really think that it's I think it's probably about time to get rid of, like, I don't know, 100-plus-year-old artifacts of like of like enslavement and racial stereotyping. It's probably about time to that. Get the fuck out. I walked in at the wrong time. Yeah, no, again, conservatives are, and I really need to emphasize this, they are still so goddamn mad about this that literally, let me find, yeah. Here, look at this. This is real. From Real Talk TV. Not me. I will not conform. Like, these people are holding on to these decrepit plastic syrup bottles with, like, cracked paper packaging because they think that this is their revolution, dude. Their revolution is holding on to the racist stereotype of Aunt Jemima. And not only that, just like, man, ha ha ha, I bet there will be so much bacteria in that bottle. Nope, no bacteria. Keeping a crusty syrup bottle to own the libs. I just... Get rid of that old nasty bottle, ridiculous. Won't you let me die? What has the world come to? I don't know, dude. I'm glad people are dunking on this guy, though. I just... There was another one that I saw, there was another one I saw where, like, someone had just been reusing over and over and over again the bottle. It's so weird. Also, yeah, props to Land O'Lakes, by the way. They got rid of the Native American holding the butter, which, you know what? Good on them. Also, Land O'Lakes, I believe, is a Democratic worker co-op, so that's pretty cool too. Yeah, not to mention the fact that plastic breaks down over time, which is why you don't want to continually reuse plastic bottles. Also, hello, Sproxy. Free scrolling? It's true, I like to live dangerously. Also, there appears to be a really weird subsection of conservative obsession with Aunt Jemima. I'm not making this up, where they Photoshop Dylan Mulvaney onto Aunt Jemima bottles. I'm not super familiar with this concept, but they'll just like, oh yeah, look, it's Aunt Dylan, ha ha ha, or like, ain't vagina, ha ha ha. Like, I don't know what that is, what that's about, but like, I mean, obviously it's about the transphobia. It's just funny to them, but like, Man. What the hell? The prophesized second joke. Dylan broke the right wing. Honestly, honest to God, I think Dylan Mulvaney might be what brings down Trump. I don't know how. I don't know how. I can't explain it, but somehow Trump is going to be mauling over Dylan Mulvaney, and that's going to be the last straw. That's my obscure prediction for the future. These people are broken. Like, how does she occupy so much real estate in their brains? I mean, I have to imagine, like, it's somewhat like a sexual thing for a lot of these people, right? You know, I have to imagine it's somewhat sexual for them. Otherwise, they would not be obsessing over a woman like this. I can't get this image out of my head now. Honestly, it's a good one. Last night while watching the Mandela Catalog Act 1, oh, my computer's having a little bit of a hiccup. We good? We good? We good, compy? There we go. I made this face. Honestly, pretty accurate to how I was feeling at the time. Also pretty accurate to how I feel about a lot of conservative shenanigans. Well, you said it, not me. Yeah, awkward time to come in for sure. That's how I feel about most things. Oh, sorry. I meant to end off the Hogwatch segment with this. It's a bit dated. It's from earlier this month, but guys, you're not ready for this. You're not ready. I'm telling you. Okay? I was telling trans girl Jade some bigots who showed up to my local Pride trying to interview kids kept trying to look up my dress. They're all chasers. They really do just want to sexually violate trans people. Like, that's ultimately it at the end of the day. Get good sleep, Chris Huggy. I appreciate you. Earlier this month is dated? Yeah. So much stuff has been happening. So, I meant to show this earlier, but I don't think you're ready for it. Now, do you guys remember the QAnon shaman? Do you guys remember him? He went to prison for his involvement in January 6th, and well, he was released from prison early, and well, one might think he took time to reflect on his life and what brought him to being in prison. One might think that maybe he came to a conclusion about what led him to this point, you know, all that stuff. You would be wrong. Here's what he's up to now.
You see, this is how crazy the Mockingbird media has made America. You want law and order in America? Well, the CIA must take off its Mockingbird media mask and turn itself in. Oh, and every day it doesn't, we're gonna expose their lies. I'm a man of my word.
Yeah, this is QAnon shaman.
First up, we have Rachel Madcow.
So, I don't know if, like, his entire bit is, like, I don't know if he just does this every day, dressing up as the Joker type thing. But when did The Dark Knight come out? The Dark Knight came out in 2008. It is 15 goddamn years old.
Lying.
The Russian military intelligence unit that carried out the DNC hack, they're apparently still working now, still against us, the American public, on behalf of Donald Trump's interests.
Our second mockingbird is Anderson Looper. Lying.
Is it when in fact the most direct answer?
He's really committing to the bit here. This is, you know, he's committing to the bit to an extent where it feels deeply weird and uncomfortable in a way that is not related to the content whatsoever, just in like a, hey bro, are you okay? Like you seem off.
Answer is the vaccines are very effective, and the booster shows great efficacy as well.
Third, we have joyless greed. Lying.
Where he pretended to be a successful businessman when in fact he had squandered the $317 million he inherited from his tax-dodging daddy and needed help from Deutsche Bank and maybe the Russians. But I digress. What Trump has always been, for those who were paying attention, was a rich, malevolent, really racist man.
Finally, we have Sean Vanity.
I mean, he's very clearly not mentally well.
Please take COVID seriously. I can't say it enough. Enough people have died. We don't need any more deaths. Absolutely makes sense for many Americans to get vaccinated. I believe in science. I believe in the science
Yeah,
of
this is
vaccination.
QAnon shaman.
You see, their morals, their code, it's a bad joke. Dropped at the first sign of trouble. They're only good as the world allows them to be. I'll show you. When the chips are down, these mockingbird people, they'll eat each other. You see, to them, I'm just a freak. And they laugh at me because I'm different. But all the while, I'm laughing at them because they're all the same. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you.
The sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
By the way, the clip he's playing of all of the broadcasts, that's literally something that Sinclair Broadcasting, a far-right conservative company, made all of these local news stations do because they own the local news stations.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda.
I hope he's not allowed firearms because I would say this is definitely behavior that should get one denied that right.
Attention control is exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Don't they know that America isn't a democracy? It's a republic. You see, democracies always fail. And I, for one, will not allow America to fail. See, I told you, I'm a man of my word. All these mockingbird media people care about is money. This country deserves a better class of representation. And I'm going to give it to them.
Where's his family? Hopefully safe. Well, that was deeply disturbing. Yeah, apparently he's been doing this for a hot minute. Like he's been making really deeply weird videos. Oh look, he isn't. I guess every video he's doing, he's just dressing up as the Joker now. This is from August 14th. I should probably be careful scrolling through his feed. Let's see, retweeting QAnon people, saying that the fires in Hawaii were planted by the government, retweeting Tim Pool. Let's see. Yeah, it's basically just a lot of absolute nonsense. Like look at this one. Look at this one, okay? He's retweeting this. Must see, in recent weeks there have been reports of devices discovered throughout the country that are designed to derail trains. These devices, which are often referred to as train derailment devices or rail sabotage devices, are typically placed on railway tracks and can cause significant damage to trains and infrastructure. Officials have expressed concern about the potential danger posed by these devices, which can cause trains to derail and potentially kill or injure passengers. The device has been discovered across the country, county from coast to coast. More. Waterville Police Department, New York, FB. Video, North Muskegon, Michigan.
Ain't no fucking way. Look. Tell me that ain't what it is. And then look at that.
Whoa.
Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way. Look. Tell me that ain't what it is. And then look at that.
Whoa, look, whoa, a train derailment device and then some tubs for chemicals. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh, golly gee. That seems real serious. It would be real weird if I don't know, it was actually a device designed to keep railroads safe for trains. If in fact it, oh, and that's exactly what it is. It's a derailleur, a device used to prevent fouling, also known as blocking or compromising of a rail track, or collision with anything present on the track, such as a person or a train, by unauthorized movements of trains or unattended rolling stock. The device works by derailing the equipment as it rolls over or through it. Although accidental derailment is damaging to equipment and track and requires considerable time and expense to remedy, derails are used in situations where there's a risk of greater damage to equipment, injury, or death if equipment is allowed to proceed past the derail point. It is literally there to protect infrastructure and lives. Yes, it's literally a safety feature. So it's a spike strip for trains. It's essentially a, like, it derails things that are going in a way that aren't supposed to go that way, right? So it is a derailment device, but it's literally there to, like, derail a train if it's going to collide with, say, like, another train. Yeah. Prevents runaway trains. Prevents, like, stuff that might be going down the railway, willy-nilly. Yeah, exactly. A runaway truck lane filled with gravel on an uphill slope, for example. Exactly, Gamey Gang. he is technically correct in that it is designed to derail things, but he is incorrect in the fact that it is meant to derail things for emergency reasons. Man, I feel dumber having seen that. Oh, folks, we got to talk about this as well, because this is just some fun little juicy drama for y'all. I like my jacket. Thank you, Sophie. I appreciate it. So, you all might be somewhat familiar with the Libertarian Party of New Hampshire's Twitter account. Specifically, you might be familiar with it because they have been harassing different left-wing politicians. I believe Nina Turner was told to like go pick cotton by the account. Like just wild stuff. And well, today it posted something somewhat interesting. And how should we handle minor attracted people? With a meme, the human torso can have a 40mm as a little treat. And then the Libertarian Party of New Hampshire adds, and probably their sympathizers too. Now, you might be like, okay, this is really weird for a political party to be posting on Twitter. And I just have one additional piece of information that's going to make the very erratic behavior of this Twitter account make so much more sense. Okay? And that is this. Ass Boss Boobs on Twitter, who goes by Pastor Jack Caliber, posted this. The Libertarian Party of New Hampshire account is run by Carolyn Borisenko, who ran for governor as the LPNH candidate. Despite this, she is mostly known for dating an incarcerated pedophile. So when this account says pedophile sympathizers they're literally talking about themselves. Now, I just need to really, really emphasize. Do you guys remember in 2016, there was a woman who made the rounds. She like had like an article on like MSNBC. She had like appearances on various left and right media, and she also was featured heavily in a PragerU video. That woman's name was Carolyn Borisenko, and she got famous, got all of these media appearances because, I kid you not, she wrote about how she used to be a liberal, but then she went to a Trump rally, and people there were nice to her, so she became a conservative. That was the main thesis of what she wrote about. They were being so nice, and so her entire political outlook changed. And for this, she was like went through the entire media circuit. I have no idea how that happened. I don't know how people were so thirsty for that content. But that was kind of her start. And since then, she has had a very rough time trying to make it in politics. And need to emphasize this. She is someone who is hated by the left and the right now because she tweets out stuff like this, which, by the way, thanks to Ian Miles Chong for confirming that the Libertarian Party of New Hampshire is indeed run by Carolyn Borisenko, who tweeted out August 25th of last year, "Happy Holidays," with a picture of Meghan McCain crying over the casket of her deceased father. Very, very classy move. When even Ian Miles Chong, one of the worst people, by the way, is just like, oh, honey, no. Like, you know they've gone too far, right? And I gotta say, folks, when Ass Boss Boobs says that Carolyn Poroshenko is someone who's in a long-term relationship with a convicted pedophile, that's not a joke. That's real, actually. And this only came out like last year. I think we did I might have talked about it on stream at some point. But yeah. Just really need to I'm gonna go over this just real quick here. But these images have made the rounds here for a while. Here we go. We got Boston man pleads guilty to charges in commercial child pornography website case. A Boston man has pleaded guilty to 1 count of conspiracy to sell, transport, reproduce, distribute, and receive child pornography, 1 count of money laundering, and this is for Aaron Campbell Brown. Very interesting. In 2007. And then we got, interesting, from Dr. Carolyn B. Very, very interesting. And you can see the address here on the side of this. She wrote a here we go. Holy crap, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the original first ever letter I got from Aaron in prison circa 2007. Note the envelope. And this is a post from 2016. And they had been in contact since 2007. Shortly after he was incarcerated for distributing child pornography. And, yeah. So they talked. And look, 2014, together again. Again, he's a convicted, child pornographer. And, oh, look at this. Aaron has just informed me that he thinks 4 to 6 kids is optimal. Dear God, help me. Again, I can't imagine what has to go through your mind to think about having kids with somebody who literally is convicted for distributing child pornography. But, you know. Phone call from Aaron. So you're not going to leave your convict for a clown? No, baby. Never a possibility. Damn you, prison email system. Why do you want to control my life, too? If I married someone that's in prison, do you think I would still get presents? This might be a clinching question of the affair. Key to meeting someone in prison is waiting until the phone is just about to hang up before saying you're having drinks with someone. Finally got my Valentine's Day call from prison. Yeah, so they've been dating for a while. Super cool. Well, then there's this meme, which is interesting. Again, from Dr. Carolyn B. And I believe that the baby is a spiritual creature that never really dies, and, if aborted, can still be born again, if it so chooses. Your spiritual beliefs are no more valid than mine. Stop forcing your religion onto other people. I believe that everyone always chooses to live or die. Everyone, always. Aborted children choose to be aborted. They choose to be born into human form in the future. They can. So no, I do not agree with this statement because I do not have a Christian worldview. And then, lol, yes, the civilians who get hit by drone strike on a missed/bad target choose to die. Yes, they do. Everyone who died in the Holocaust choose to die in the Holocaust before they were ever born because they collective wanted to understand the experience of ultimate oppression. That's why Hitler went to heaven. Yeah, she's crazy. She's very, very, very crazy. And for some reason still makes circles in the like online politics world. If you guys remember, we covered a debate a while ago that had, I believe, Blair White and Carolyn Poroshenko debating what's his name? Nerdy guy, nerdy little dweeb who needs to be swirlied. What's his name? John Doyle, and Lauren Witzke, who's a literal Nazi. Yeah, And like, man, she's in good company in that one, in that debate. Holy shit, dude. I do believe we should allow people to reform themselves, even someone who had criminal websites. Look, sure, I don't know that our prison system reforms people. I don't know that that is primarily what our prison system does. And I don't know that if I don't know if somebody who's been in prison for 7 years for, you know, again, making and distributing child pornography is someone who is going to be rehabilitated in our prison system. Yeah, we cut rehab from the budget. True. You guys know, I've talked about this on stream before. I do believe in, like, being able to have a system in which, you know, people who are attracted to minors are able to go and get therapy that prevents them from, like, acting on their impulses, you know? Like, that's something we need as a society. Because on the flip side, if it's just like, oh yeah, if you ever express that, you're going to get a bullet to the back of the head, like, well then, they're just going to abuse as many children as they can and probably kill those children so that the children can't talk, you know? Like, I'm in favor of whatever system gets us to fewer children being abused. Aren't official government accounts on Twitter supposed to be gray, though? Does that mean humans can choose their parents before they get the nasty on? Sean Carter, that is the implication of that belief, yes. Also, I don't know that official government accounts applies to political parties, so I'm not sure on that one. Again, the verification system on Twitter these days is hopelessly arcane. Yeah, like I don't know what, like, you can believe in rehabilitation. I don't know what possesses you to be like, I want to have 4 to 6 kids with this guy. Anyway, that was just like a trip down memory lane because she's obviously not relevant at all anymore, but just deeply weird that she's trying to wiggle back into it by running one of the worst Twitter accounts. Oh, this is just funny. We need to talk about this just briefly. Glenn Beck is in a bit of a pickle right now. Specifically because he's been steadily losing relevance for a long time now. And well, it turns out Apple and iTunes have had it with Glenn Beck, and now he's gone. They yeeted all of his content off of their platform, and he's a bit salty about it.
Hey, we're just sitting here in my office, and we're discussing something that we just saw here. This is from Apple. We found an issue with your
No one can read this, Glenn. It's reversed.
show, the Glenn Beck program, which must be resolved before it's available on Apple Podcast. Your show's been removed from Apple Podcast from the Apple Podcast team. They sent us sent us a link and said for more details, go to the link, and the link
Smoke
only
'em
says
if you got 'em.
Your show has been removed from Apple Podcasts. Well, we got that one, dummy. I mean, I cannot imagine what they're basing this one on. I mean, have we even had strikes? Nothing, right? This is crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen,
you need to please retweet this and start a campaign to Apple to say, put the podcast back on. This is absolutely freedom of speech. There's nothing that we have said that would warrant any removal. Again, it's probably just a glitch, but it's amazing how we have to have a whole bunch of people point out the glitch before the glitch is found and it's put back. Man, this is huge. Well, I'm getting ready to do the show or rehearse the show for tonight. Tonight's a really important. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're just smoked because I'm pointing out the real crime family tonight on Blaze TV. This is why it's so important to get Blaze TV, because we're not playing this game. We don't censor any.
He looks like he's been crying. Like, do you see what I like? The corners of his eyes are red.
Buddy, and out of all the shows, my show is the one to get nailed. Interesting. Well, join us at the Blaze, blazetv.com/Glenn. Are we doing the will not be censored? We will not be censored is the promo code. You'll save $30 today. Join us at Blaze TV, because I think the closer and closer we get to this election, the more and more glitches are going to happen. Please retweet.
I think we got him, folks. I mean, look, we haven't brought down the Blaze TV media empire, but it is very funny. It is there is something very satisfying seeing Glenn Beck very upset about this. Absolutely the case. That's why I said he looked swollen. True. Please clap. Anyway, I don't really have a ton of commentary for that. Just that, like, I'm glad that he's less relevant than ever, because he was one of the original cranks who would go on and, like, just pull out a whiteboard and fill it with absolute nonsense. So seeing him get deplatformed, honestly, is pretty great. And on that note, just throwing this up. Get your crabs ready. Get your crabs ready. Song of my people. Thanks, Distron. people, I don't know what the story is for that, but people use it when I don't know, bad things happen to bad people, or justice happens. I don't know. Oh, to explain, DB Wolf, Glenn Beck had his show taken off of Apple Podcast. D-platform, baby. I didn't see your question about the media carrier exploration. You're welcome, DB Wolf. Also, folks, we are currently 7 subs away from doing the Mandela Catalog Act 2. If you would like to get a little bit spoopy in here. Let's see here. The Crab Rave by Noise Storm. Funny that it became a meme. Listen to it when it first dropped on Monster Cat. Hell yeah. Trying to see if there are any white names to give a sub to. There might be. We get a lot of people lurking in stream. So, usually if white names speak up, they get a sub right away, but just so far we've had a lot of lurkers. White. By the way, I meant to talk about this yesterday. I think I overlooked it by accident. But guys, you want to know one of the coolest things that is happening this week? Or sorry, next week. Next week. Over 150,000 United Auto Workers are going to hold a vote on whether or not to strike. Next week, 150,000 members of the United Auto Workers will hold a strike authorization vote for General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis, which I'm not familiar with this one. The massive UAW contract for these workers expires in just 1 month on September 14th. Union President Sean Fain has made it clear he won't settle for anything less than big gains. He and the UAW are demanding the big 3 auto manufacturers share their billions with workers by giving double-digit raises, cost of living increases, an end to tiers, and more. Which, holy moly. The auto union is one of the oldest and largest unions in the country, and like, if they are able to flex their power here, they could absolutely get exactly what they want. I'm gonna fight for my union, because I know it's Mother Jones will. It's true. Like, goddamn, it's been really nice to see unions finally flex their muscle a little bit. And not in like a trying to bring the workers in line way, but in a, we're going to actually fight for you. We're actually going to give a shit. I think there's a very good chance that given all of the labor wins lately, that UAW does vote to authorize a strike. You love to see it, folks. Sure, the mob would encourage that vote.
_sand got a tier 1 subscription.
Pocket Sand, thank you for getting a tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Also, rest in peace, Dale Gribble. Very, very much missed. Very much will be missed. Sure, the mob would encourage that vote to be a strike. From what I know about the mob, they love unions. I don't think the mob is in... let me put it this way. I don't think the mob is controlling the 150,000 members of the United Auto Workers. The sneaky white names sub themselves. It's true. We got a surprise lurker. Now we just need 6 more subs to make it to the Mandela catalog. Let's see here. Yeah, what is this, the 70s Teamsters? Honestly, I'm not sure to what extent the mob even operates anymore. Like, when was the last time any of you heard anything about mobsters? Is the mob still around? Let's see. Okay, yeah, the 5 major families of organized crime still exist in New York today. Families continue to operate in illegal business practices similar to those they engaged in since their creation. Practices of the families include extortion, gambling, loan sharking, and racketeering. Okay. The mob never dies. So, sorta, some small town money laundering, I know for sure in my hometown, but other than that, I don't know. Plus casinos, I guess. Yeah, like if you were talking about casinos, I'd definitely be like, yeah, the mob would be involved with those, yeah. I think they just got some RICO charges recently. Can we talk about this? I need to process my rage at this scumbag. Oh god, I know exactly what you're sending me. Fuck. What is the Mandela catalog? It's an analog horror series that we have been investigating here on the channel. It's pretty fun. It's a little spooky, little sacrilegious and spooky. So, folks. Let's see. So, I saw this story a couple days ago, right? And frankly, I just haven't had the spoons to talk about it because it's pretty awful. But it got a write-up in Time magazine, and feel like it's worth going over. She wasn't able to get an abortion. Now she's a mom. Soon she'll start 7th grade. So this is a story about a 6th grader who was raped, and because of anti-abortion laws, was not able to go and get an abortion. And as a result, she had to, as a 6th grader, give birth. Now, just to keep in mind, 6th graders are 11 years old and 12 years old. I had to look it up too, Sophie. This is, by the way, this is exactly the situation that conservatives advocated for. You guys won. And in this case, you forced a 11-year-old girl to give birth. You did that. Your votes did that. I didn't even know I was trans in 6th grade. Nobody knows what they are in 6th grade because you're fucking 11. And if you guys think you're mad right now, if you guys are mad right now, I wasn't talking to you, Carrier Exploration. Stop taking everything personally. You're not the main character of this anime. Shut the fuck up. Additionally, I did tell you to shut the fuck up. I did say that. I know it's disrespectful, but you taking something personally while I'm talking about this is very irritating to a degree I can't properly articulate. So, Yes, Ashley just had a baby. She's sitting on the couch in a relative's apartment in Clarksdale, Mississippi, wearing camo print leggings and fiddling with a plastic hospital bracelet still on her wrist. It's August and pushing 90 degrees, which means the brown patterned curtains are drawn, the air conditioner is on high, and the room feels like a hiding place. Peanut, the baby boy she delivered 2 days earlier, is asleep in a car seat at her feet, dressed in a little blue outfit. Ashley is surrounded by family, but nobody is smiling. One relative silently eats lunch in the kitchen, her two siblings stare glumly at their phones, and her mother, Regina, watches from across the room. Ashley was discharged from the hospital only hours ago, but there are no baby presents or toys in the room, no visible diapers or ointments or bottles. Almost nobody knows that Peanut exists because almost nobody knew that Ashley was pregnant. She's 13 years old. Soon she'll start 7th grade. In the fall of 2022, Ashley was raped by a stranger in the yard outside her home, her mother says. For weeks, she didn't tell anybody what happened, not even her mom. But Regina knew that something was wrong. Ashley used to love going outside and making dances for her TikTok, but suddenly she refused to leave her bedroom. When she turned 13 that November, she wasn't in the mood to celebrate. She just said, "It hurts," Regina remembers. She was crying in her room. I asked her what was wrong. She said she didn't want to tell me. To protect the privacy of a juvenile rape survivor, Time is using pseudonyms to refer to Ashley and Regina. Peanut is the baby's nickname. The signs were only obvious in retrospect. Ashley started feeling sick to her stomach. Regina thought that it related to her diet. At one point, Regina even asked Ashley if she was pregnant, and Ashley said nothing. Regina hadn't yet explained to her daughter how a baby is made, because she didn't think Ashley was old enough to understand. They need to be kids, Regina says. She doesn't think Ashley even realized that what happened to her could lead to a pregnancy. On January 11th, Ashley began throwing up so much that Regina took her to the emergency room at Northwest Regional Medical Center in Clarksdale. When her blood work came back, the hospital called the police. One nurse came in and asked Ashley, "What have you been doing?" Regina recalls. That's when they found out Ashley was pregnant. I broke down. Imagine a nurse coming into the room and asking what you've been doing to your 12 or 13-year-old daughter after she has been raped and it is discovered that she is pregnant. What state is this? It's Mississippi. Dr. Erica Balthrop was the OBGYN on call that day. Balthrop is an assured, muscular woman with close-cropped cornrows and a tattoo of a feather running down her arm. She ordered an ultrasound and determined Ashley was 10 or 11 weeks along. It was surreal for her, Balthrop recalls. She just had no clue. The doctor could not get Ashley to answer any questions or to speak at all. She would not open her mouth. This is what conservatives want. And you know what? If you bring up the fact that this is what conservatives want, they'll say, "Oh no, we don't want this. We don't want that. That should never happen." But it does. And when it does happen, these children are forced to go through with a pregnancy at 12 years old, 13 years old. Man, like, and if you ask someone in the pro-life movement who's honest enough with you, they'll tell you, well, that's just the price we pay to save those babies. You know, some children may suffer. Some children may even die trying to give birth. But, you know, that's just the price we pay. You know, that's an acceptable loss. It is fine for children to go through this torture, as long as we get to live in the world where we're comfortable. At their second visit, about a week later, Regina tentatively asked Dr. Balthrop if there was any way to terminate Ashley's pregnancy. 7 months earlier, Balthrop could have directed Ashley to abortion clinics in Memphis, 90 minutes north, or in Jackson, Mississippi, 2.5 hours south. But today, Ashley lives in the heart of abortion ban America. In 2018, Republican lawmakers in Mississippi enacted a ban on most abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy. The law was blocked by a federal judge who ruled that it was in violation of the abortion protections guaranteed by Roe v. Wade. The Supreme Court felt differently. In their June 2022 decision in Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization, the Supreme Court overturned the constitutional right to abortion that had existed for nearly half a century. Within weeks, Mississippi and every state that borders it banned abortion in almost all circumstances. Balthrop told Regina that the closest abortion provider for Ashley would be in Chicago. They're in Mississippi. At first, Regina thought she and Ashley could drive there, but it's a 9-hour trip, and Regina would have to take off work. She'd have to pay for the gas, food, and a place to stay for a couple of nights, not to mention the cost of the abortion itself. I don't have the funds for this, she said. So Ashley did what girls with no other options do. She did nothing. Clarksdale is in the Mississippi Delta, a vast stretch of flat, fertile land in the northwest corner of the state between the Mississippi and Yazoo rivers. The people who live in the Delta are overwhelmingly black. The poverty rate is high. The region is an epicenter of America's ongoing black maternal health crisis. Mississippi has the second highest maternal mortality rate in the country, with 43 deaths per 100,000 births. And the Delta has among the worst maternal health care outcomes in the state. Black women in Mississippi are 4 times as likely to die from pregnancy-related complications as white women, which is also compounded by the fact that children who are being forced to give birth, additional births, often to low-income, high-risk mothers. Dr. Daniel Edney, Mississippi's top health official, tells Time his department is actively preparing for roughly 4,000 additional live births this year alone. Edney says improving maternal health care outcomes is the #1 priority for the Mississippi Health Department.